Hello, traders. John at StockBookie.com. Today is 3/29/2017, and this is our live streaming intraday action. Well, not too much action today. Pretty much a snooze fest with 30 million on the SPY. But what would you expect after a couple days drop? Consolidates sideways in a bearish manner, pops down, almost fills the gap down in this area. Pop 2 days, 3 days in a row. Get everybody on board, and what do you expect in these light volume markets, guys? Buy the dip forever. It lives on. So what we're looking at here, short-term Fibonacci, we are coming up to the 20 MA, and the 50% retrace could come back to the 618 in this inside bar. Top here at 237.47. So we'll be watching that area. Again, here's the live intraday 10-minute chart, which we follow. Pretty much went right into these pivots of yesterday's high, came back in, just chopping around. No real action today, guys. If we sell off, I'll be very surprised. Brexit didn't cause anything. Nothing's causing anything in a 30 million volume market, guys. Just no participation. You get no participation, these markets and the algos take over, and we can float up forever. Let's get right into the IWM. Again, IWM a little bit strong, a little bit, but, again, retracing. We've talked about this big red bar. It's retracing back up, possibly into these highs, into this trend line. But right into the 20 MA, let's see if this holds it down. Again, we came back to the low pivots, 750 retrace, got the bounce, came right back in, bounced again. Light volume took over. Look at the candles, guys. Boom, lighter, lighter. Light volume prevails. Boom, Janet, algos, right back up. That's just how it works. So if you're trying to buy puts in these markets, just be very careful. Qs, though, you got Amazon rolling, you got Google rolling, Facebook rolling, Apple rolling, all the high flyers. Looks like they're rotating out of the financials, going into tech, because everything's great, guys, when you're buying at the highs. I'd be rotating into cash, to be honest with you, if you don't like to short these markets. But again, Qs, talked about this inside bar, doing exactly what we said it would do. It's going to retrace, or we're looking for a bearish pattern down here. Again, it's going right up on lower volume. Yesterday wasn't too bad, but today's a real snooze fest. And a snooze fest, guys, as long as they're not participating in the markets, we can float up. That's just the way it works. And it looks like they're taking over. Computers are programmed to plug major indexes, get everything above the moving averages, or they have it pinned, on the 20 or the 50 or whatever, usually above. As long as we're above, everyone thinks, okay, hey, we're above the moving averages, we're fine. No big deal, just keep buying. And again, it's worked. If you would have bought calls down here, would have been great. If you would have bought shares down here, would have been great. But for me, I just can't do that right now. They get cute in these markets and try to catch the bottoms and tops. I'd rather just put on my short positions, let them sit. We did pull some off on here as it pulled back, but again, right back up. It's pretty amazing. Just got to watch volume, guys. Volume starts to pick up, could be a different story. So the DIA is the weak horse. You got financials down, so that's beating this thing up a little bit. Same pattern, pretty much, down, sideways, inside bar. Catches the support here. We now have a trend line support as well. Let's see if we go keep consolidating sideways. The 20 MA curls in the price, possibly pushes it down. If you're bullish, it needs to get above this, and then keep going. Got to get above this inside bar, this one, and then the all-time high. Pretty much the same scenario for all these. IYT had a pretty good bounce, off this area down in this. Do we have anything down here? I think we had a gap fill. Yeah, we had a gap fill here. Came a little bit lower. You got to expect it's going to pierce through. But now they're trying to make run for the trend line again. If we get above this trend line in this big red bar here, this could possibly go higher. But again, when this thing broke down and went low, you had a lot of people buying here, holding on for dear life. It got down here. A lot of people sold. But as it came back up, people who sold started to chase. But the people who held are going to be sellers up here saying, you know what, I got my money back. I'm out of here. I don't trust these markets. So keep an eye on this as well. And then the USO, oh my gosh, guys, just amazing. Look at today's action. Let me look at the UUP real quick, which is the dollar. So dollar up, oil should be down. That's the correlation. Gold's up. So everything has a little bit of a disconnect again today, guys. But USO came back down, filled this gap, even one, came back down, bounced, went right back down, and then bounced up. We talked about this. If it retraces back into this area, we'll be looking at possible short again. We're still short the USO. We took most of our CO position off. So I'm okay with this thing bouncing up. Not a big deal. Again, maybe a short squeeze on this one, some news. Oh, I think something Iran or Iraq, one of those guys have a problem with the pipeline or something. It's always news, guys. News is driving Amazon. News is driving Tesla. News is driving Apple. How many days in a row on Apple can you come out with news? The red iPhone, the new iPad, the new this, an upgrade, Warren Buffett. It's like, oh my gosh, how can the small retail trader ignore that news and not buy these stocks on the news? I don't watch CNBC, guys, so I just turn that crap off, follow the charts, and we go from there. So the USO, what else? The GLD. Let's get the GLD again. Fine. We know there's resistance up here, guys. Double top, 200 MA. You go to the weekly, you have the 50 MA, you have the 200 MA. So you know there's big resistance here. This is what we were expecting. Held the 20 MA, popped right up, came right back into resistance. I'm still thinking if we break above this, the 120 double top and the moving averages on the daily and the weekly time frames, boom, this thing's going to rip. We're going to 128, maybe 132. But again, we still have some resistance coming up on this big inside bar at 125, 124. So one step at a time, like I always say, we got to see what the charts give us, not what we give the charts. So, all right, let's go right back to the stream here. See if we can have some action. Hold on. Pause that. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. Again, another boring market, guys. 31 million on a SPY. What do you expect? If you're buying puts, I'm sorry, it's just been tough. And again, I've been telling everyone, if you buy puts and you get some cash or make money, get the hell out, take the profits. Because, if you did happen to buy puts on the SPY or any of the indexes, you had a nice little pullback couple days. You should have been dumping, and here you are reloading again. So again, light about 31 million, guys, at 2 o'clock. I think I'm going to go golfing. Let's put it that way. So let's see here. All right, let's get right into the charts here. CARA. Gosh, this keeps going, huh? Weekly chart, getting a little stretched. If you're long in this one, if it gets to 20, right now, if you're long, you got to tighten that stop. Here's your area for a short, 2209, then possibly 2324 area. But, stretched, I do like that. Let's look at the monthly real quick. I like stretch plays, guys. Yeah, look at that. So you got double top up in here. If you can wait patiently, 20 is a big area, but could shoot up. Everything's overshooting on the light volume, guys. It's pretty crazy. But looking at the monthly, you got 10 bucks at there. If this is a news-driven stock, it could go higher. Be careful. If you want to wait patiently, 23.58. If you're long, if it goes up into this area, you got to take something off the table. Even here, if you're down here from 5 bucks and you're not taking anything off, take something off. If it comes back down, you want to hold this stock, buy it again, cheaper prices. Again, this is getting a little toppy. Here's your double top, so beware of that. I just wanted to do a quick retrace, see if there's any. Yeah, blasted through that as well. Could be you got pretty good volume pushing up into this area. Let's go to the daily really quick. Just want to see volume. Yeah, it popped through there, came back, popped it back above. Yeah, it isn't for me, guys, but looking at the overall weekly chart, this thing could definitely pull back, but it still couldn't, 22, 23 if it got one more good push. It is a little extended, so beware if you're long. Let's see here. CBIO. Yeah, I've been getting, let's see, CBIO. Yeah, is this one of the high flyer? Yeah, this thing's starting to go, isn't it? Let's see, daily chart. I think it did rip yesterday. Yeah, look at that. So we had that right here. Look at that top where it broke down and came in. That was our area yesterday when we talked about this one and touched it, and boom, straight back down. We did say it could possibly go to 21.30 up in this area. Again, just like the last one we looked at. If you're in here from 5 bucks and this thing goes to 18, you're not selling, especially into resistance up in here. You deserve to lose. Even this one here. Look where it went into here. High pivot right there. That's where it stopped, right back down, pops into this pivot, went through price here. You did have a gap filled down at 16.55 and bam, right back down. I don't know what's driving it. Apparently some news or something, but again, don't play these stocks. Everyone, then not everyone on stock was telling you, oh, it's going higher. Here we go. Get on board. It could go to 29. For me, it's just a news-driven stock. You got the pop, you're getting the drop, just like dry ships. Pop, drop, and this can be a $5 stock again, so be very careful. If you're shorting it, take something off. If you were long from down here, protect it. That's all. You know, if the markets come in, I don't know if this is going to be affected. It'll be a real market trade. This again, this is on news. Something happened, an upgrade or some crap where they cured cancer or whatever. So I don't know. But Steve, just be careful with this one, bud. You know, if you're in this one, take your profit. Here was your line. I had it in there yesterday. That was a little high pivot here where it popped up, broke down, came right in. You're going to have resistance. So everyone who was a bag holder here, who got stuck in here for months, when it popped up here, they're like, shit, give me my money back. I'm done. And that's exactly what's going on here. You know, even on this pop here, you had a lot of people probably holding the bag up in here. And they slapped them in the face, brought it back up, and some people are just, you know what, give me my money. I'm break even. I'm done. You know, that was the right move. So basically, the buyers here become sellers here. All right, CSC. CSC, is this one going up again? Yeah, of course it is. Why wouldn't it? You know, yeah, double top here. Something's driving this, maybe earnings. Just won't give this one up. The monthly chart on the CSC, that's what I'm following, guys. The monthly chart play. It's going to take some time. You're into the 75, almost 75. This could be the end of the road here. But again, news, I don't know what's driving this stock up. But when you get up to no man's land like this, it's almost time, guys. You know, we had a slight pullback here. We had a short position. We pulled some off the table. It's going up in our face again. But, you know, looking at the monthly chart, here's your area. When this thing comes in, it's going to take a couple months probably, but it'll be a $50 stock again. That's just the way these things work. Unfortunately, with the light volume markets, 30 million on the SPY, this is what we're getting here. We got this one ripping. We got Fizz ripping. We got Amazon ripping. When you get light volume complacent markets, these institutional players, hedge funds, they can move these things, just make them go up. You get a ton of shorts piling in here, and they just put the squeeze on. You get puts buying here, they just keep it going. They know if you go 2 months out, hey, we got 2 months to squeeze them. Boom, that's what they're doing. You get a big sell-off in the markets, these are going straight down. So the high flyers, which we're picking on, these are the stocks you want to pick on in a very, very toppy market. So once the markets start pulling back, it's going to go downtown. And on this one, you know what? Take 100 shares. A $7,000 position if you can. Puts are just tough in these markets. I've been telling you guys that for months. You know, and honestly, I could put a put on here and there and try to take a stab at something, but man, these are just brutal times for puts. Or you can write some calls up here. I wouldn't shame you on that one, because then if this thing sits and does nothing, you make money that way. So you can do it either way. Shorting AK to what do you think? All right, Dimitri, what's up, bud? ACAD. Yeah, not bad. You know, I like that it came back. I mean, it's still making lower highs, so you got to be careful with that. You got to, you got to look at the chart and say, hey, okay, but you're still above these moving averages. That's on the monthly though. Let's look on the smaller time frame. And on the daily, it looks like it's going okay. Yeah, see, I don't mind that. You know, let's see if we could put something here. I don't want to go from that top. You know, you still have resistance there, but I love the fact it came in, retraced, just like the SPY, just like the IWM, just like everything else, guys. It fell apart, came in, catch some support right in this area here. Let's see. I haven't looked at this one lately. I just want to see what's the retrace. I bet you there's a retrace. Maybe 50%. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, almost a 618, but you do have some pivots here where you had some consolidation. Then it popped up, came back, retraced, came back, retraced into this area. If you're short this one, if you get above this area here around the 36, 37, 20 MA, watch for this high here. This is a big breakdown bar. You're going to have, again, bag holders up here. Once that goes back, comes back around, all the holders here will become sellers because they bought here, got fooled, came back up, give me my money back. And look at that, right back in the trend line. So if you added some short here, if it goes up into this area, 37, 32, you could probably add there. If you really want to wait patiently, see if you can get a squeeze up above this trend line. As long as it doesn't confirm above this trend line, it could click over and come right back in. But right now on shorts, guys, we're counting on the markets to sell. It might be it's a tough task right now with the volume and everything. But if the markets dump, these things will come in. But yeah, I don't mind that short, a short here. Let's look at one other thing before we move on. I just want to see what the retrace is here. Let's just see from more short term. Yeah, see, I like that too. Look at that short term 750. As long as you got to get back below these moving averages. If you do that, this was just a head fake, get everyone on board long, and then they're going to dump it in their faces. Target would be around 32 bucks. If the markets break down, then you're looking at probably this low pivot around 29.17. If it does happen to move up in your face, then let's look at one other option here. Just look at a fib from the top to bottom here. You know, yeah, right here. You could go to 38.18 possibly, and it could honestly, it could squeeze to 40 bucks even number. Just be careful. If you're taking these positions, guys, just don't load the house. The other thing I like, let's go a little bit, let's pull this thing out a little bit. You know, making a bear case, you made, you know, higher lows. This one was caught that, came in, but you just made a lower high here. So this is telling me this is possibly starting to come in. So watch that. If it gets above and starts going and starting to make the higher lows again, then you got to watch out on this one. But yeah, I like that for a short. Let's look at the monthly real quick. Yeah, look at that. Came in, went right back into this area, pulling back. But just be buoyant in these markets, guys. Again, SPY 30. Geez, I'm gonna go golfing tomorrow. Let me tell you. But yeah, just be careful. If the markets keep going up, this can possibly move up. But I do like that short. Let's see here. TGT long. Oh, God, I went to battle with someone today. You know, it's pretty amazing people on StockTwits, guys. You know, even if you have a good trade, you still get knocked. So when this thing had earnings, I was telling everybody, hey, this thing could possibly move down. When you get a big sell-off like this, it could go down, you know, maybe to 50. I was calling $50 even number because that's a pretty good target usually, okay? So it catches the bid on the monthly chart, which we talked about this too. Look at that. Tags it to perfect, 52.80. Boom, hits it there, starts to bounce, okay? So you have support here too as well. So you knew support was coming up. But I did like this area here, 45. You had a gap fill here right around 50 bucks. I did like the gap fill. Of course, it hit here, oversold conditions. You knew it was going to get a bounce somewhere, you know, as soon as we hit resistance. With the light volume market, see how the SPY floats up? This floats up with the SPY. What else do you expect? So we tell everybody, hey, if at 59 bucks, 58 bucks, this thing could possibly float down to 50 bucks. You do have the 200 MA on the monthly. A lot of times it will pierce through the 200 MA and then bounce on the monthly charts. This time it didn't. So I get an email saying, "Oh, how's your month price target for Target didn't hit the area at 50? You know, your trade was wrong. It sucked." And I was like, "Yeah, but if you shorted here at 58 and it hit the 200 MA on the monthly chart, why wouldn't you take something off the table or something?" I mean, if I took that short from 59 and it went to 53 bucks, I'd be done. I'd be out of this trade. It's like 12, 13%. But I get guys telling me, well, you told me a month it'd be at 50 and now it's going up. But it's funny how when it was coming down and around right here, no words, you get one day pop up and then, oh, you got a shitty trade out there. You know, you told us 50 bucks. You know what? I still have a week to hit 50. If the markets fall apart, this is going to be a one-day bounce straight back down. But Ruben, to answer your question, I mean, you can. I mean, if the markets stay buoyant with no volume, sure, this thing can come right back up to 59, come back up to the 50 MA here, and then it possibly have some trouble because, you know, you have some overhead resistance. But honestly, you know, this is probably a dead cat bounce. I didn't know if they get an upgrade or if there had to be news or something on this thing to get it. But you had an oversold condition. And guys, if you took my advice and I told you 50, sorry, I missed it by a couple bucks. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but right now, I don't know. Right here, you would have probably went long. The spot what I would have went long, just like I said a little earlier, I would have took some off the table here short and maybe add some, but I still like the $50 area. You have at 48 bucks of Fibonacci, so you still are oversold, you know, coming off that, you know, high pivot at 80 bucks. Got to expect something in this. And then the light volume markets, someone came in the last, you know, day or two, they started loading up and boom, they pushed it up, got it above this pivot here. So for me, it's just not for me. I mean, you could give it a stab. As long as you stay above the 50 MA here or the 20 MA, you're fine. If it gets back below the 20 MA, for whatever reason, it starts going lower, you got to get the hell out because it's going to go to 50. So, but right now, you know what? You could chase it up here. That's called chasing, guys. You know, this would have been the spot you'd been buying if you would have took a nibble at it. Right up here, you know, whatever, what's it up, 3% today? I wouldn't chase it. But, you know, if you have to be involved in Target, it's not a bad area. I'd still wait for lower prices and the market to pull back and then possibly get the trade out on that one. But again, hey, nice bounce. Hats off. But, you know, again, guys, I'm sorry I was wrong. I gave 50 and it only went to 53. Hey, what's up, Doug? How's it going? Baba finally on the move above 109. Yeah, that thing's being a beast today. You know how Baba is, though. You know, these things have a mind of its own. We still have the area here around 109.73. So, and it is consolidating here in a choppy pattern. And I do like the fact it came down, went back up. But for me, guys, with confirmation, if we close up here, I want to see it close above 110, 111 in this area tomorrow on the daily chart. Weekly chart will be a little bit different if you play confirmation plays. See how we're getting above here on the weekly. It needs to get above this 109. I'm going to say 110 on and close on Friday. And if it closes above 110 on Friday on the weekly chart up here, then I want to see more, more follow through on this and more volume on the weekly. Again, it's floating up with the markets with the 32 million on the SPY. Everything's getting pushed up. So if you bought a lot, if everyone bought puts and shorted this thing, they're just squeezing it. That's how they're getting it going. I don't know if this one had news today, but no, hey, good call. Bam, right back up, pulled back, came up. But this is the 10-minute chart, and now it's consolidating. But this right here, down sideways on the 10-minute chart, this is a little bit bearish consolidation. As long as it stays above the 20 MA here, it'll be fine. But if it starts giving it up, you could possibly, come back to the 50. Nothing wrong. Again, for me, how are you trading this choppy, sloppy action? This thing could have easily on this breakdown bar came right back down and right in. And you get a pattern like this, this is bullish, choppy, sloppy pattern above the MAs. This pattern fails, you're going to go right back down and really just lose it. So, but if you're in a call position, take profits. Don't be waiting around on this. This was a great push up. Boom, done. Get out. Problem is people go, wow, I could probably make a little more money on this one. And all of a sudden it pulls back on you and you're like, damn, what just happened? Just take profits. That's all I'm saying, guys. But on this one, though, I don't like the fact that, see how it's kind of floating up? I don't like, I'd rather see this pattern stay right here and possibly take a dip first and then pop up. I don't like the float up patterns on, on light volume in the last 4 days where it's just kind of consolidating. But it's still a lot of resistance up here, still not done. Could move up. I'm waiting on a weekly close on this one, and then we'll go from there. But again, SPY goes up. Look, so SPY's moving up right now. Look what this thing's doing. Look at every stock. SPY moves up, they're all moving up. It's pretty crazy stuff. Drives me nuts, to be honest with you guys. But what are you gonna do? Let's see here. Baba finally moved. Yep. Take two short. Yep. We're shorting that one. I have a trade on my site. It's going up. Yeah, I don't mind it here. You got it. It came in pretty nice, but starting to catch a little bit of a bid now. So, again, as long as it stays above this moving average, I do like the fact. I think it was the monthly. The monthly chart, guys. Again, I love these plays. Look at this thing just going up and up and up. There goes the SPY, though, guys, making a move out of nowhere with 32 million on the day. It's almost, it's just becoming a joke at this point. As long as we're complacent in the SPY, these stocks can do anything they want, guys. If they want Apple to go down tomorrow, it will tank. If they want Amazon to keep going up, it will keep going up. Why not? Upgrade it 2 more times, get it to 900. Why not? What the hell? Maybe 1,000. Might as well go for the even number, guys. But yeah, if you want to take a stab at this one, remember, just light share size. I'm not doing puts in these markets, especially on these high flyers. These take a couple months. I mean, it could take a month to come down. It could take 4 months to come down. But eventually these, when you get extended like a damn Christmas tree, it's going to be coming down. It's just a matter of time. That's how I play these things. But yeah, I have no problem taking short on the TTWO. Now I can't go back again. What is going on with this thing? Amazon's such a beast. Maybe a good entry point for puts or shorts. Yeah, you know what? We added a little bit more today on Amazon. I'm telling everybody just go slow and steady on this thing. We are cracking. Let me pull off these. I was looking at this. We are cracking through the high right now. So, again, I'm going to wait for the weekly confirmation on this. Once we close on here on a weekly, let's see on the weekly here. Once we close above there, we kind of got above, came back in, holding this area. Not a bad bullish pattern here, setting up for the higher prices. But again, on news, would they buy something or do something, or I don't even know. Everything's moving up. If they need something going higher, they're just going to spread the news, guys. It's pretty flipping nuts right now. Again, monthly chart on Amazon getting a little overdone now. I mean, that's just like here. See how it's stretched, but it could go to 900. So if you are short with us in this, just make sure you're in shares and make sure you're not, loading the house on this one. No more than 10% of your total portfolio in any position. And even this, I'd have at 5%. I'd be adding 2.5%, 5%, another 2.5%, and then maybe 900, 920, another one. So eventually when these markets give it up, if we ever have more volume in these markets, these high flyers are coming in. And just like here, it went to almost 700 and pulled back to 485. I mean, that's a hell of a pullback. This could go up and this could pull back, boom, back down to 700 or so easily, guys. And you got support here around 714. So be careful with doing it. It is a beast. Puts, I mean, this is the time you'd want to put a put on, definitely. Or you want to write calls, but go slow and steady. If you're going to buy one put here, and just make sure you have enough to buy another couple, and maybe even stick it out another couple weeks on this, because I mean, this could go up another week or two. I'm sure, with the Brexit and the what else is coming up? I think the debt ceiling, the healthcare will creep its ugly head out again. Tax reform, something will come up, but maybe we go straight up. I don't know. But again, I'm not loading the house on my positions, going slow and steady. That's how I play these markets, guys. AMD, please. Looking to learn a little more. Yeah, Lucas, no problem, bud. I don't even know where is this thing today. Yeah, just flat. I mean, this thing's just chopping around. I got to keep an eye on my CMG position, guys. Right, and we're up a little bit on it, couple bucks, nothing crazy, but we went short. We're in a swing trade on AMG or on CMG, and I'm in a short-term trade. We took some off of double top today, just a quick in and out. Hopefully I could be out of it today. Only a couple hundred shares, no big deal. So if I could get 900 bucks, 1,200 bucks, I'll pull it and I'll be done. But I'll still be in a swing short with shares as well on CMG. Just trying to get a little bit of money on this thing. I still think the double top, and we could go over CMG in a couple minutes. But AMG, yeah, just doing nothing, just chopping around. We're still trying to hold this 20 MA, and I still think down. We're in a kind of a bearish channel, but still okay above the MA. So really nothing wrong. Head and shoulder pattern, I don't think I mean, I don't like that it's got the flapping arm out here. It's not really a shoulder anymore. But if it does come back down here, you can measure it down, around 10 bucks. That's where your point's going to go. But just this is one, guys, and they know it. All these institutional players, market makers, every time this dips, everyone buys it again. So every time it dips, you get buyers. So they bring it up, then they chase it. Then it dips, they get more buyers. They bring it up, they chase it. So right now they're just kind of holding it. And this is like a holding pattern where, honestly, if it breaks up, you got to get above this trend line here. Let me move this over here. Open it up a little bit. But you got to get above this trend line here. That's going to be a big area. And you got to get above these red bars. So that's where everyone bought, and then they shook them out. They brought it back up. Then they shook them out again, brought it a little lower. Everyone's like, oh, great, here we go again. And they brought it back up, get more people. And it almost looks like the markets are following Apple, guys. If you look at the SPY chart and the Apple chart, as long as Apple's going up, guys, we're fine. 32 million on the SPY, baby. Apple going higher, nothing better than that. Remember about 2 years ago? Apple up, markets up, Apple down, markets down. So it's pretty much following that at this point. It's just aggravating, to be honest with you, especially the light volume markets. It's like, wow, what in the world's going on here? But I guess we're in the world of algos and computers, and as long as they have those things programmed, everything's good. And hey, don't worry, just keep buying. It's on CNBC. But these are the times, guys, where buy the dip mentality, just strong, not dying, and people are loading the house with margin and getting long and getting excited. Oh my gosh. Consumer spending at the highs, got to watch out for all that stuff. You go back to 2007 and even 2000, it's the exact same thing they were doing there. Oh my gosh, markets are never going down. Hurry. And I've been looking at volume back then and stuff too. Same crap. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, AMD, yeah, for me, I'm not in a position in this one. We shorted right here, got a couple day pullback and got the hell out. But right now it's just bacon. I mean, let's go to the weekly. Let's see what we see. Anything there. Yeah, weekly not bad though. You're up, you're consolidating, choppy, sloppy. I'd like to see a tighter pattern on this one. You do have a little tail here where it pulled back. It could go up or down at this point, guys. It's a 50-50 shot. But again, if you want it to go up, if you're a bull on this one, you needed to get through this area. You got a lot of resistance coming up. And if you can come up and fill this gap at 15 bucks and keep ripping, then you're going to go test this top, and then 1622, that's another big pivot of resistance. If you happen to get to 1622, you know, tighten those stops, put it that way. That's going to be another area of resistance on this one. And if you're bearish, you know, wanting this thing to fall, you know, you have an inside bar here, kind of chopping around, a little bit bearish, coming off the highs. Right now, just got to see where these markets are going. Markets tank, it's going down. Markets keep complacent. I think you're going to chop and possibly higher. So you just got to watch out for that stuff, and just you know, just don't load the house. You know, I know a lot of people all in on AMD. Oh my gosh, and it's the allure of, you know, hey, this thing was a let's go to the monthly show. It shows a little bit better. This is the, and this, I mean, look at this action, guys. This is intraday. They're just everyone's buying, oh, and then the computers are shaking them out. Everyone's buying, computers are shaking it. You're trading against the computers right now, and they know exactly where everyone's piling in. As soon as it clicks, boom, they're bringing it right back down. You know, the allure of this one is because it was once a $40, $50 stock, and it's only $13. It's got to go up. No, it doesn't have to go up, guys. You know, I mean, I've been there 10 years ago before I learned technicals. I'm like, it's AMD. This was a $42 stock. I got to get in this one. Seriously, I gotta. You know, so you gotta keep an eye on that. You know, it is above the 200 at moving average. This is the monthly chart though, but it still hasn't confirmed above the 200. Till it does that, you know, I'm still thinking it's going to be a $10 stock, and at 10, you know, $8, then maybe. I mean, honestly, it could come back to $6 if this thing really comes in. This is a high flyer on the monthly. This is usually your target if it pulls back. So, you know, I'm going to 10 because you have a lot of support down in here. Goes to 10, maybe. Just don't get caught at 10 and all of a sudden it's an $8 stock. So I'm saying if you're in this thing from $2, you're not selling at 15, let it pull back and do it again. That's all I'm saying, guys. So just be careful with those. RH, yeah, RH never made it, guys. Never made it to our area. I posted this one earlier today. Yeah, I mean, 618's holding this thing down. It says a 382, but that's just a reverse. Let's go back a little further. That was my area right there. This pivot, and then 47.88. This area here just never made it. I mean, it still can if it goes up into here. You know, on a nice, you know, 3-bar surge up into this area, you could short it up here. Right now, nothing to do. If you're long, tighten those stops. You get a little bit more, but see, you had a gap fill here, kind of holding. Then you got these pivots, 618. Then you have this pivot, and then as well as the 750. So, yeah, just hold on tight. You know, it could go a little higher. If you do close above that area, 43.77, it could go higher. But again, you get 3 bars up into this area on the daily chart. Even I even like 50. It's going to overshoot, guys. Everything's been overshooting. So look at the 50, 51. If it gets there, you could definitely lay out a short on that one. Hold on. Let's see. You do have a gap fill though around 52. So it could, you know, that's how. Look at Amazon, hits double top and just rips your head off. Facebook rips your head off. Apple rips your head off. So you got to play that rip your head off mentality, because that's what these stocks are doing. Again, light volume markets, these things can do whatever you want, especially the shorts. Nobody likes the short guys. They just want to rip their heads off. And then when you start squeezing them, they all pile out. And actually, when they're squeezing the shorts, guys, no one's buying the stock. It's just they're taking it and covering their short, and that's actually buying the stock back and making it go up. So it's a false breakout on a short squeeze. But you know, you get the computers and the algos going after the shorts. It's an easy task, especially the weak-handed shorts. You know, so you know those guys are popping out, and then 2 days later they drop it and it's down $40, you know, or whatever. So that's how I play. Again, light share size. If you're buying puts, buy one. Just be ready to load more up to go out on the dates. You know, don't go all in. Again, if you have a $100,000 account, no more than 10,000 in any position in shares, and if you have doing options, no more than 3%, 2%, 1,000, maybe 2,000. And if you're going to go in, add with 500 if you can. You know, options might be, you know, a little bit more money, or you got to pay a little bit more, but just go half positions, quarter positions, and keep adding. And if it's going against you, you got to get out. Options, if you're down $1,000 or so in a $1,000 or $100,000 account, it's 1% loss overall. It's not going to kill you, guys. Then you just got to take some time and add some more and make some money, make up for that trade. Then you got to do 2 trades to make up for the one. DPZ, we are still short. I still like this play. Again, monthly chart. It's going to take some time. I still think this one's coming down. Easily 157, 156 area, even 150. It's just taking its sweet time, guys. That's what these things do. They just come up, and you had Kramer, you had everybody. You got to get into this one, and what can I say? It's going to go up on news. Still a low volume stock, so it can go. Still, it's starting to go a little tiny bit. I mean, look at this intraday action. It's magical, guys. I mean, out of the blue, it just takes a big dump, then catches. Let's see if there's anything that it would have catched here. Well, the only thing, let's take a fib from this level, see if we find anything, just to see. Nope, 618's right down below. All right, so there's really nothing from that pivot. Let's go to this one. This one's got to be the 750. Yep, 750. So from yesterday's pivot high, or today's pivot high to yesterday's pivot low, 750. Look at that. Stopped it like a brick. Boom, it goes bounce. Now, this is where everyone chases it. Oh my gosh, that was cheap down here. And then watch, boom, and then all of a sudden the next wave down. So be careful with this one. If you're long, tighten the stop. It's not going to go up forever. Still extended. But another thing I look at for charts, guys, this is something else. This is great spacing here, okay? It's a pretty good trend. When you get spacing like this, it's telling you it's a pretty good trend, okay? But when you start getting the wider spacing like it's doing here, trend's going to be slowing down here. I want to see this thing push up a little bit more. But great trend, guys. Above the MA, keep it going. Kramer pumps it. But look at that, though. Someone's in here doing something. I would say that's a little distribution from somebody. Because these guys, if they all distribute at the same time, it's not going to be good for any stock. So it's a gentleman's game at the top here, guys. Your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. And all of a sudden, it's everyone's turn. I'm still thinking 159 down in this area. Just be careful if you're long in this stock. That's all I'm saying. Because at any given time, all right, let's look at this. So we caught that one. Now what I would do here on an intraday basis, I'd come here from the top and then do this on a retrace. Let's see where it retraces, see what it did. So it got above the 250, almost to I would have loved that area. I mean, you could probably went short that area, but comes back, retraces back up, comes back in, might hold this area. You see how it retraces? Now it's having problems right here. Pops up, looks like it's coming back in, but 300 shares on a day, not too good. Sorry, guys, got a little allergies going on here, so I had to blow my nose. Yeah, be careful with this one. We have a short position on this, so just hold tight, let it play out. It's a monthly chart. They take time, unfortunately. What's up, guys? Yeah, nobody's perfect. Yeah, no, I just asked my wife that. Yeah, she'll give you the correct answer. A couple more days come in my opinion. Yeah, we'll see. I'm long NFNSR. FNSR. Yeah, I don't like that. You know how we talk about the retraces, D. Look how this thing came back in. Look how it retraced. Look where it retraced right now. Right, almost to that high of the big red bar, okay? You have the 200 move or the 20 moving average, but you are holding the 200 moving average down here. If you are long from, 25 bucks and it comes in, almost 30, gosh, you got to take something off the table. Today, they did a little distribution here. But again, we always talk about the retrace. Down, retrace, right up here. They get everyone on board, and then boom. Not saying that this could be just a head fake here and go up, but if you're long with this one, you start breaking this 200 moving average, you're going right back down to fill this gap, and then you're probably going lower. Apparently some news right here. Everyone, buy the dip, stuff like that. So just be careful. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Gosh, you can't make this stuff up, guys. Right there. Yeah, be careful with this one. Almost a gap window. The 200 MA stopped it, popped right back up. This thing goes, you're going right here. 23.26. So be careful. If this has another big red bar, get the hell out. Run for the hills. But if you're in it from down in here, man, just tighten that stop up. Don't lose on this trade. That's a hell of a trade long. All right. So just be careful with that one. You are long FAS. Okay, yeah, that's the financial bear. Okay, but yeah. I mean, right now, looking at FAS, I mean, I can. It's a triple ETF, so it's a little bit. Yeah, be careful with FAS. Well, financials are pulling back. Gosh, you might be in a little more pain with fans. It's a triple ETF, so it's really tough to tell with this. But yeah, I would hold it. I think financials are going down a little bit. I think everything's going down. If you're long from down in this area, tighten that stop off. Maybe pull half off. If it pulls back down, add it again and do it again. But yeah, that's fine holding fast. Hopefully you got it down in here. But if you got it around 18 bucks, it's still not bad. But still, if you got a little bit of profit, take some off, let it come in, or just hold it and breathe and wait for some more volume in the SPY. I still think we're going higher. And if how FAS works, if you play FAS, the market's tanked, this thing's going to 27 bucks. So just be careful. Just be careful. Don't let it shake you down. If you start getting back to double bottom down here, then you got to think about cutting that position. So, but yeah, I'm fine with that one. But again, 17, even 17 to 20, that's a hell of a move. It takes something off the table just in case if it does pull back. If it does, add it again, boom, let it rip. Human traders are obsolete according to BlackRock. Yeah, James. There's a couple of us out there. That's why when we're taking trades or doing scalps during the intraday, that's why we're trying to take trades where the algos are taking them, where the other technicians are taking them, the prop traders are taking them. So when we do it, we're going with those guys. Like these markets here, they're tough. If you're trying to scalp the SPY right now, how are you scalping the SPY with 33 million? Just like we did some with CMG, but that was double top. We have some other trades out there too, and our wins we're still getting beat up in, our Apple we're still getting beat up in, but that's okay. I'm in small share sizes. I'm not getting kicked. But if my Chipotle pulls back a little more today, I'll be out. It probably won't be, but who knows? Maybe we sell off at the end. Which is a tall task, guys, with the 33 million. Gosh, we might do like under 50 million today. Gosh, see what happens? They get all the news with the Brexit and everything, then no participation and the markets go nowhere. And everyone sits there and goes, wow, the Brexit, so I guess that wasn't bad. And then CNBC pumps the consumer spending, the Teslas, the Amazons. Oh my gosh, everything's great. Then they put look out for Warren Buffett, Tepper, and Siegel. They're going to be on any day now, pumping up the markets, telling everyone it's cheap. You got to get in. What are you waiting for? But yeah, it's pretty incredible, guys, how it works with the hype and the news and all that stuff. So nice little 5-minute triangular wedge breakout up 5 minute. Yeah, I don't follow the 5-minute, George, so I'm not sure which one you're talking about on that one. But human traders obsolete. Check this chart of Apple, guys. Yeah, see, Apple keeps going. We're going towards, you got to hats off to it. But Apple up, market's up. So as long as that one keeps going. But again, this wasn't the best bullish action. We pulled back, chopped around, came back in, filled this little gap down here, pop up for 2 days. Everybody bought puts down here when Apple reversed right here. So you know what? Why not? Let's jam it up everyone's, for a couple days, make them pay for that bad trade. And, we'll see where it goes. That's why we did shares on this one, guys. No worries. This thing could go to 150, 156. Let me explain something to you. If you have a $100,000 account and you're in a 10% position, you're totally all in on this one, 10%, etc. This thing goes up 10% on you. That's another 14 bucks. Okay, so I'll be out. 14 bucks brings you to what? 158. So if it totally goes against me, I'm in a 10% position, which I'm not. But if I was, 10% loss is only 1% loss in my total portfolio on this trade. It's not a disaster. That's why we tell everyone no more than 10% in a total position. It's not and if we're in a 5% position, this could go 20% against us. It's still only a 1% loss. That's it. If it pulls back, gives us 5%, boom, we're out. We're on to the next one. That's why we're just trying to rack up winner after winner after winner after winner. You rack up, you do 200 trades a year, you rack up 150 winners, 50 losers, you're making money. I'm not stressed that these trades don't stress me out. It's not a big deal. Now, if people knocking me on these, and it's like, first of all, I'm not in options. Options, you'd be getting your ass roasted if you bought a put. And second of all, I got time on these. There's not a lot to do in these markets with scalping and trading. It's just finding high flyers, even Apple, monthly chart. high flyer. Look at this thing. It's going away. 200 MAs at 110. It's going to eventually pull in. And that position I put on here, it's going to go, I'm going to get paid. So, you know, that's it. Thanks for the info. No problem, Lucas. It's good to hear from Booking during the regular trading hours. What's your take on CSCO? Let's see that one. CSCO. Up, Raj. How's it going, bud? Yeah, look at that. Right to our area. We talked about 34.19. Gosh, start looking. Man, it's already pulling back. I hope you got that one. We talked about double top, and look at that skyrocket. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let's go to the daily. See what happened here. Yeah, okay, so it's chopping around. Yeah, look at that inside bar, bearish pattern. See, guys, right here. So it looks bullish, you know, nice consolidation, going up, chopping around. Got back below, which is a little bit more bearish, but look, down, inside bar. Now you're chopping you're chopping inside this bar up and down below the 20 MA. That's a little bit weak. It's still, you know, still could pop up here. Here's your pivot there. You know, we're right below it. And look, if on the 10-minute, they're trying. So someone came in here, they distributed here. That's distribution, guys. And they're just starting to distribute here. As well as the big red candles, that's distribution. Then it kind of pops up, choppy, volume lightens up a little bit, then boom, you get a little distribution. The big candles here are distribution. This one here too, there's no buyers whatsoever on this day. Came in, inside bar, starting to break down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of consolidation. If you're short this one, let it rip. You got a gap fill down here. You're probably going to have some problems. If it hits down here, wait for consolidation for the next move down. Or this could easily go to 31 bucks, and then you have the gap fill down here at 30.51. Again, though, look at this. You buy puts right here, you're just getting demolished. You know, share size, not bad. I do like the fact you hit double top here, chopping, 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 chopping. Again, this is bullish. You get it back above here, you get past this high, you could definitely go higher. But until then, this one's going lower. So, Raj, yeah, that's what, yeah, right now, I mean, on the 10-minute, they're trying to hold this. You had a nice little sell bar here, but this is distribution here, guys. They get that little pop up there into the 20 MA, and then they all come in and say, thank you for the higher price. Man, these markets just won't give it up. 34 million, though. We're getting there, guys. We might get to 40. Now, we'll probably get to probably 50. I'd say another 15 million at the end of the day. Got about, we're in the, remember, guys, the power hours coming up. Everyone's programmed to buy too at the end of the day. So, you know, just hold it up until the end of the day and then push it higher, you know, squeeze them all out. Then the weak shorts will just pile out. They'll give up and be, all right, we'll give it a shot tomorrow. All right. Yeah, so that's it with that one. Right now, it's still okay, not bad. Just watch out. If it starts to break, this thing could go down, you know, really, really quick. And let's look on the weekly real quick. Yeah, look at that weekly, 31. Yeah, so you can have a lot of support around 32. If it gets past that, then look out. Even on the weekly, you know, it's a lot of charts. Sometimes it'll come back to the 200 MA, and that's around 26 bucks, 27 bucks. But see how it's coming in. It doesn't mean it can't pop right back up. This is still not bad bullish consolidation. But if you break down below the 33.70 and close, then you're most likely coming back in. SPY and everything sells, you're definitely coming back in. So, all right, let's see. How about Zen? For the Zen Master. Yeah, guys, if you're new to the room, punch up a symbol with the dollar sign. We'll take a look, long or short. I don't really care. I'll just try to give you my wrap up on it to see how, you know, see which way these stocks are going. We're real toppy in the market right now, and just watch for that. That's why we're adding short positions across the board. You know, when the SPY's at the highs, that's what you got to do. You can't go long. I mean, at least me. You know, you're going to get some bounces here and there. You know, and you do have some stocks taken off, which, hey, God bless it. You know, if you're an Amazon long, tighten that stop up. That's all I'm saying. 875 was the, you know, big number where it looks like it went 875.01. Interesting. Stocks love to go to quarter numbers, guys. 25, 50, 75, and whole round numbers too, which 900 would be the next stop for Amazon. So AMD's only 5 cents up. US Steel still a brute. Tesla, I guess they're running out of news. They can't get it any higher right now. Don't worry. Elon will tweet on that one to say, hey, I'm buying more of my stock. Hurry up. It's cheap up here. All right, let's go to Zen. You can also go to StockBookie.com, sign up for the membership, and you get the email before we go live. It's free, guys. I'm not charging right now, so I might not ever charge. We'll see. It's easier for me than I have no responsibility to show up and do this every day. So, All right, Chris. This one here, let's weekly chart. You know what? You had a nice retrace. You are making a lower high here or a higher low, so I do like that. So we'll put that trend line in there. That's where it could possibly stop. Let's go with the retrace up to here and to this top. Look at that. So we had the retrace right to the 750, right to the point where it's starting to break down. You had a lot of people that got caught in this trade up in here. So those guys become sellers. But honestly, this isn't a bad bullish pattern. I just, I could tell you, you know what? Yeah, that's a great bullish pattern. Let's go for it. The only problem is we're in that time frame with the SPY where this thing could tank. If you're long in this one, say you bought it off the 50 MA off this bullish consolidation, yeah, you could definitely go up. You'd expect this thing off this consolidation to shoot up to 31.87. But markets sell, it's going to just curl down and go right down and give it up. You had a nice retrace up for 19 bucks to 30. Just kind of giving it up, kind of building pressure here. Let's go to the daily real quick here. Yeah, daily too. Must have had earnings or some news popping around. Now they're just kind of hurry up, buy. Then they shake them out. Hurry up, buy. Shake them out. Hurry up, buy. Short-term pattern, retrace. What do we talk about? Inside red bar. As long as it stays inside this bar and doesn't get above, you're most likely going to, possibly fall from here. Let's just look at this too. There it is, a trend line up here. If you're long, you need to get above this trend line, above this big red bar, above this pivot, shoot for this area, 28.86. Then you'll possibly go to the high pivot here at 29.52. If it does not get above this, I'm going to go 30 even number because it's most likely going to overshoot. If it gets past that, then you're going to go to double top here around the 32 area. Just be careful. Doesn't mean, we do have a slight bullish pattern. You got to think. You're up, and now you're sideways. That's slightly bullish, okay? But it needs to get above this area. And let's do one more thing here just to see where it's retracing to. So if you take this high or low to that high, we're coming up here. Yeah, let's see how it reacts when it hits this red bar and this trend line there. This isn't a trend line there. I'm going to remove that. That was just showing the bullish pattern, guys. Again, I don't care, long or short. But if you're long in here from down there, hold on. You're still above the MAs in a better position. If you are long, let's put it this way. If you're long, you need to get above these areas and, of course, above this pivot. If you are short, it needs to come back below these moving averages. And if it does get below the moving averages, cross over this low pivot, then you're most likely going to gap fill, then possibly back here again. So just be careful on that aspect. So if you're long, tighten the stop. If you're short, you start getting it back above here, you're going to have to stop out. If you're long, it starts getting back down in here. Just be careful. Right now, it's kind of a 50-50 shot. If you look at the bigger, if you go from this high to this low, you're right in that area where it could go up, it could go down. Now it's a matter of watching the moving averages and watching how it reacts on this big red bar, if it could get above there. Because you had some people that, most likely was buying here, then they popped it up. They were, oh, here we go. And then they dropped it in their face. So when it gets back to that inside bar here, you're going to have a lot of, some selling pressure too. It needs to get back above there. So, but, not bad. Again, if you're long from down in here, just tighten that stop up, gets back below the MAs. You're most likely going to come down here, fill the gap, and maybe go to the solar trend line. So be careful. Facebook, our favorite Facebook. Yeah, there we go. Again, look what everything's doing, guys. Comes in, retraces to the highs. If you're not short, you got to short it. That's like another opportunity for me. We're short Facebook, so if it goes a little higher, maybe 144, 145. If the markets stay with 34 million on the SPY, then definitely everything can go higher. I would not rule it out. So again, nice retrace. Look at the monthly. Again, extended. Time it gets too far, it comes in. Here we are again. 3 months up now into the end of the month. I like those 3 up moves. Could it go to 150? Sure. On a complacent market, why not? Goes to 150, we'll add more up there, and that will be it for this short. If it continues up, we'll stop out. But yeah, I mean, it's getting toppy too, guys. This is getting to the point where you got to retrace. It's shooting up again. Volume's okay, nothing great. I'm sure they'll upgrade it or something. And the other thing too, guys, earnings are coming up, so it's almost going into earnings with these big runners. I mean, they could definitely pop them up and drop them. So again, that's why we're taking small positions. If we're going to roll through I'm still not a full position. I'd probably go 7.5 just in case. I still like the wider stops on these. But until we close above here, on a let's go to the weekly real quick. Until we close above this pivot here, right around the 142.21 on a weekly close, then I want to see another week of some follow through and volume to push us higher. Then we'll see if this thing will push up to 150. But right now, I'm going to wait for the weekly close on a lot of these charts. TLT, head and shoulders, topping will drop and SPX will pop. Watch and see. Maybe. TLT. I don't see a head and shoulder here, but what I do see is I got a trend line in here, a weekly. We had a big trend line right here. That was the one that it needed to hold, and it did. It came down into this area here, double bottom, popped right back in, and boom, right back up. I know I have, yeah, there you go. See, I know I had another chart or another line in here. That's the one we were looking at. If you go right into, we could go into the bottom of the candles. And actually, if you want to do that, I guess you could. Yeah, we could do that. But there's the big line now. We did get below this one. That was a big area on the TLT. And yeah, we came right back above it. The problem is you have a lot of big institutional money pulling their money out of the markets, and they're going back into the bonds. So, not to say this will continue higher, but that's what I've been noticing on some other reports that I've been reading, that a lot of institutional money are coming out of the markets long and short, and possibly going back into bonds. So you got to watch that. So we'll see. We'll see with that one. Short FIS. Let's see. Let's see. That's the weekly, monthly. Yeah, not bad. That's the monthly chart, little extended. I would like to see maybe 85. It's not bad here. If you want to nibble on this one, you can. I'm not sure what these guys are doing. Yeah, I mean, they see what I talked about inside bar pattern, guys. Look at this, down, sideways, inside these bars, and look, boom. So, you know what, D, let it retrace. Let's see if we could get it back up in here, and then do it again. Let's see if the markets can stay complacent. Watch this one. If we could retrace back up into these areas, I would short it up a little bit higher. If you guys are long, hold on. You guys, we might have a little tail here. Let it come back into 82, maybe 80, 82, 69, 83 area. Start adding, definitely double top up here. But right now, you could get a bounce here. It looks like it's trying. If you have this little tail, that's telling me that could be a little, possible short-term bottoming tail. Let's take the retrace from here, though, just to see. Yeah, almost into the 618, holding the 7 at 50. But it is, though, on this pattern, though, you are chopping around in a little bit of a bearish pattern under the MA. So it could start to break down, but it's a light volume name. If the market stayed complacent, it could definitely retrace back up in this area. I would hold off on this one. I think there's better shorts to take out there. But again, still a little bit of a high flyer, but could take off a little bit more, and maybe double top, maybe 85 even number. So just be careful with that one. Let's see here. TLT, the GoPro calls doing well, closing position. Yeah, close it, man. They're doing well, close it. Don't let them take it against you. Yeah, did this thing finally bounce a little bit? Yeah, there you go. I mean, how, it was almost like, how low can this thing go? And then we talked about this when I said the only way this thing's going up is news. And I think they got some news right here. And here we go again. I wouldn't doubt you might get a little bit more. But you got big resistance around 907. You got a gap fill around 928. And then, of course, you got this resistance where it came in, retraced, and then dropped. So you got big resistance right around 961. And then, $10. That's going to be natural resistance. But, hey, great move. If you have 5 contracts, pull off 3. Let the rest ride. See if you get a little bit more. If it starts to come back, protect it. That's all, Just don't let positions go against you, especially with options. What's going on with the IBB? How's that up still? I don't know. It's slowly fading. But you had a good butt kicking right into real good support down in here. You had the 50 MA, you had double bottom down in this area. It started going consolidating, and then just like everything else, guys, what is it doing? It consolidates, looking a little bit bearish. They get the guys buying puts, and then boom, right up there. You know what? Right back to the 20 though. Again, inside bar. One day I'm going to do a webinar, and I'll talk all about these inside bars. And you can have bullish ones, you can have bearish ones, but until it gets back above here, I don't think it's just another retrace. Stocks love the retrace, guys. Mark the computers, the algos, they retrace it up. Everyone's starting to pile in now. Oh man, here we go. Everyone's you got to go long. But the overall in the IBB, this is the pattern I'm following. Right here, inside bar, huge monthly inside bar. This is a dangerous one, guys. If the markets break, this could take us back down to 126. You'll have some stops on the way. You'll have a gap fill down here, 175. That's a good place. But we'll find it if these things tank, we'll find areas to buy. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me, guys. I just want to be on the right side of the trade when this thing starts to break down, and it will. It's just they're just holding it up on 35 million on the SPY. Hey, we might do 50 million. We might cross that bridge today. Let's see. Hi, thanks for the insight. What do you see in Micron? It's a boom or bust type, and seems bust is getting closer. Is it Mike? Is it MU? Is that the one? MU? That's it. If that's it, we talked about this big breakdown area. Where did it stop? We faded this thing at 30 that day, and everyone laughed that it faded, and it's just really doing nothing. It's kind of like AMD. And the markets are doing nothing. This is doing nothing. But this, again, what is this, guys? Inside bars, sideways consolidation. Let's see if we retrace back up. If we do, take the short. If not, then this is pretty much going to be it. You're going to come down, fill this gap easily down here. And then if the markets go, it'll just start to dribble. So be careful with this one. But I can't explain that enough. That's why I think I might be doing a webinar coming up. Get people in on a Saturday. We'll go over a lot of this charts, things that I look for. But again, I mean, right now, but on the weekly, if this thing goes sideways, it could be bullish. A couple things to look for. But on the daily, that's what that's what this thing's doing. Popped up into our area that we talked about, 30 bucks, and boom, came right in. This is a tight inside bar pattern. If it goes sideways, 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 the 20 MA will curl up into price, and we'll see how it reacts. But I'm not doing anything with this. We took it as fade, and we're done. Our trade's over. That's why we hit it and we quit it, guys. In and out, done. Gosh, I'm right. Hold on, let me go. My feed is messing up again. I want to go heavy, lab D, but IBB keeps coming back. Yeah, don't go heavy. Daniel, come on, man. Don't go heavy on this stuff. Take a good size position. Just make sure you go more. You could go in there. When these, telling you, we're right at that point. I don't know. And maybe we go up some more. I don't know. But as long as the volume stays light, watch for volume. If we get 35, 40 million in the first half hour on the SPY, look out that day. That's all I'm saying. New high ticker has been pegged. Green most of the day. Yeah. Thank you for doing this video. I would like to have your advice on XLF. All right. Hey, no problem, guys. You know me. I'm sitting here trading anyway, so I might as well do live sessions and get people on and do some stuff here. Let's see here. So yeah, we pulled back on the XLF, kind of chopping around. You had double bottom down here. You had a little gap right in that area, right around 2301. Right now holding one, but like everything else, guys, coming back in. You're below the MAs. You're down in this inside bar. Until it gets back above these MAs, this thing's setting up for lower prices. Let's look in the weekly. Weekly held, there's your double bottom, trying to get back above the 20 MA. See, if they get it back above the 20 MA, then everyone's like, oh, it's great. We're back above the 20 MA. Buy it. Buy everything. Buy the dips. So for me, I can't do that. I'm waiting for pattern on these things. I still think financials are weak. Yeah, these things are coming down lower. Yeah, so almost to the 382 there. When it's all said and done, I think it's going to be a $20 stock again easily. If the markets are going, you're going here. You have some pivots there as well. But right now, it's really not giving us anything other than a little choppy, sloppy pattern at the top. I want to stick this in there too. See, you guys, if this thing comes down to 19 bucks or so, that's where I'll be stepping up. maybe a little lower. I mean, we'll have to see how it comes in, if it comes straight down or kind of chops down. Still have a gap fill up there. But see how it's just moving up and up and up. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's so great. Wow, look at this one. Oh, let me see this. All right, it's got to be the 618750 right there. This is interesting here. Look at this. So let's take the big pattern here. Remember, everything like say it will be the blue or green line. Let's see. Everything's overshooting the 618, goes up in here. Look at that high pivot right to the 750. This could be done for now, guys. Look at that. Look at this retrace inside this big red drop. Retraces right back up. Everyone's, oh my gosh, it's great. Oh, I got to get in. This thing's going to at least go to 30 bucks. Now all of a sudden it comes back in, but it's chopping around. But again, the light volume, 35 million on the SPY. What do you expect, guys? Just be floating here. All right, so that's what's really going on. CPS. Let's go in that one. CPS. Yeah, see, that's another high flyer. Jeez. Light volume, though. Light volume's a little tougher if this one moves up on news, but yeah, I mean that's a beast. It's already pulling back. Yeah, it's going to be coming down too. Yeah, look at that. Again, look at this, guys. Down, retrace, and then the squash. What do you think the retrace does? Do you think that gets people in buying, gets all excited again? It's going up. Oh my gosh, here it goes. I better load the house. Look at that, 750 right to the blue line and lights out. Now it's coming into some support down here. You had a gap fill right here. There's your bounce right there. It's not bouncing because it's bouncing because of the markets, but you have a gap fill. Goes up, trying to get above the 50 MA. If it gets above the moving averages, and all the weak technicians are all like, oh, it's back above the MAs. Hurry up and buy. But look at that. You would have shorted here. Boom. Covered half. Retrace. Add again. Cover it all. Done. So yeah, right now, I would see. Let's see if we could get another retrace and then short on the CPS. Last one for me today. I am long PI. Yeah, nice. Look at that. It's going up. Here we go. Here's the breakdown area. You got a bearish pattern where it's just kind of chopping. You had a gap that it filled right here. That's where you caught the bottom there. They popped it up, never closed below it. Now you're getting a run up with the markets being complacent. I'm sure everyone bought puts here, so let's squeeze it up for 3 days. Just be careful on this one, bud. 31 is going to have a lot of resistance. I mean, honestly, if it gets above this moving average, markets stay complacent. You're looking at 33.43, gap fill around 35.41. If it gets going, let's see where this line brings us here. There you go. You're going to have a little more resistance there. So there with the gap fill, maybe protect it. Just trail that stop. If you can't get above this 50 MA, then look out. You got to wait for pattern. If it sets up bullish, then high. If it just gets rejected, comes right back down, be careful. If it breaks this low, it's most likely going down here. So if you're long, tighten that stop up, bud. Yeah, so good trade though. Again, take some profits, man. You got a couple bucks on this trade. That's a great trade. I just bought a few GoPro January 19110 strike calls. All right. Yeah, you might be fine with those. Those might be. It's hard to say. GoPro, it's moving up on news. We just went over the chart, so. Yeah, I mean, you could keep going up a little bit. Just be careful. This is one, I think it's going up on news. This is slightly bullish, trying to pop up. If you're bearish or if you're bullish on this, you got to get above the 50 and then above this, and definitely above the 10 and then maybe 1142. Maybe you got a gap. You got the high pivot. Again, when it was coming down, I was like, oh my gosh, we'll go to 7. Nope, they popped it up on something came out here, and then boom. So just be careful with it. If you're if you're in the cash with those calls, take something off the table. You know how I am, guys. Yeah, I did go over Fizz today. MU, I just did that one. No problem. ADP, let's do that. ADP. Again, this is one. Look, choppy, bullish pattern above all the MAs. You're trying to get above this high pivot there. And then, boom, starting to break down a little bit bearish coming in. You do have support down here at the 50 MA. Let's see, what's this guy? You know what? I'll take that out. I want to look at that, what that is. Hold on. SPY's going up. Trying to bring everything is power, the hour power, or power of hour, or hour of hour power hour, whatever they say. Let's see. I think this was the high, or this is that trend line I had in there. So as long as it got, got above there, they came right back in, got above. But look what this thing does. Goes up, get everybody in, then they slap them, bring it back again, and there it looks like they might be slapping them again. So if you are short ADP, hold on. This looks like it could possibly be coming in. If the market stay buoyant again, it could stay up. There's really no pattern set up now. Let's go back to the daily. Yeah, daily, you do have a little bit of support right in there, though, so watch out for that area. I'm going to take this one out, too, though. You did have resistance up here at double top. Tried getting above, came right back in. Let's put a fib down here. Let's see where this thing can possibly stop. Yeah, if it does crack through the 50 MA and start to run or roll over and the markets start coming in, then, gosh, you could be a $94 stock somewhere in this area. They did it before. Look, they brought it up, brought it down. They must have had earnings or something, and all of a sudden everything's good again. This was the Trump rally, whatever it was, and then boom, 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 comes back in. This was nice consolidation, setting up for higher prices, bullish. Above the MA, setting it up. Let's go a bit bigger time frame. Was there something above this area, or is that all-time highs? Yeah, I was gonna say let me check to see if there's anything else. Let's see where this one goes through here. You're gonna have some support down there too. Well, look at that though. So when this thing pulled back, look, it came right to that trend line too. Popped right back up. Yeah. If you're long in this one, tighten the stops. If you're short, enjoy the ride. That's how I'd be playing that one. Yeah. I mean, this is starting to break. You're probably gonna hit this 50 MA, maybe go sideways a little bit. If the markets give it up, you're gonna go straight down. Wait for the 50 MA. See if it goes sideways and then the next drop. If it goes right back up, I wouldn't rule out a retrace like everything else is doing, and then the next drop. But this keeps going. You're going right down here, right around the 95 bucks. Maybe we'll see. It's still early. There's still no real pattern here. It's starting to pull back. Doesn't mean it can't bounce right back up. Let's see. Zion, Zion. Same. Gosh, all these charts are looking the same. It's almost ridiculous. Gosh, popped up. Is that the all-time high there? Get it on news or earnings or something. Jeez, yeah. Look at that. Oh no, look at that. Let's see. Volume's okay. You have a pivot there. You have a couple pivots in this area that you got. They got everybody sucked in, brought it in, got this thing. Wow, look at those wicks on this thing. Let's go right here in the middle one, which that's pretty much where it stopped. Let's see on a retrace just to see if there's anything else that I can see. So it retraced back there, got above the 200 on the monthly, coming right back in. Yeah, that's an ugly reversal, guys, on the monthly chart. And we're in a month, we got a couple more days to close. If this thing does close down here on the monthly chart, maybe expect another retrace and then the next leg down. If it does close down here, I'm thinking 31 bucks. Down, you might get some support around 33, but it usually comes back down to the 20 or the 50. Let's look at the daily really quick. Yeah, I mean, even the daily, look what they did. They popped it up, and when you're coming off a high pivot and it's just fading like this, you might get the retrace here to 43.56. Excuse me, guys. Inside bar, I can't say this enough. As long as it's staying down here, here's your area, 35. Got to get it back above. If you're long, you got to get it back above these. If you're short, enjoy the ride. You got a gap fill down here, and ultimately you got some gaps to fill down in this area too. But one step at a time. I do like the fact that we're chopping in a bearish consolidation under the MAs, but it doesn't mean we can't retrace back up into this area one more time and then the flat out sell. So just Andrea, just be careful with this one if you're long. Coming up from a high pivot like this, I would be expecting a retrace and then lower prices to come. If the markets, I'm going to keep saying this, if the markets give it up, you will be getting lower prices on everything. So that's how I'm positioning myself in these markets, guys. Again, if you're new to the room, sign up for StockBookie.com. It's a free membership. You get emails. You get more videos like this. I'm going to be doing some webinars on the weekend and nights. Just doing a lot of stuff, a lot of educational stuff. If you're a good trader, let me know. If you have great ideas, I'll put them on here too. I don't care. I'm looking for trades, guys, short, long. I don't care. I want to just put stuff out there where we can make some money, period. I don't care what it is, what stock it is. If I could find a good setup, I'm going to post some stuff out there. And we're right in that time frame, guys. These SPY dumps, this stuff, I mean, it's a tall task on light volume. But, you know, the other thing, though, here's the other scenario, guys. On the light volume, if you get everybody running for the exits, it could get really ugly fast. So beware of that, too. You know, you get like that 1,000-point down day flash crash. You get something like that, and all of a sudden everyone's running, or something bad comes out. You know, it's just like just be careful, guys. That's all I'm saying. Webinar. I am newer and I would glad to learn more. Yeah, Lucas, no problem, man. You know, again, you know, just keep coming to these. You know, watch my videos. There's a lot of guys out there on StockTwits. There's a lot of good traders. You know, it's not only me, but you know, I'm pretty black and white. I follow the charts. I do this, and I take right size positions. And if I get in trouble, I'll stop out for a loss. I don't really care. But you know, when I'm in positions in these right now, they're small. A couple of them, let me tell you. Goldman Sachs is slowly coming in. You know, that one was kicking my butt. JPM slowly coming in. NVIDIA caught me. You know, that one caught me with my pants down. But again, these positions I'm in, I'm not getting killed. It's painful. Don't get me wrong, guys. But it's all about position and money management, guys. And as long as I'm banging out winners day after day and putting on more trades and pulling them off, those couple losers aren't a big deal, because a lot of those plays, they're high flyers, and that's the way I'm playing this stuff. So let's see, XLF. Yeah, we went over that one. Yeah, XLF, that one was a little bit weak, but Zion, you know, this one, yeah, if you tighten that stop, because this one could definitely go lower. Just beware that this is a little bit bearish consolidation. Again, it could retrace here to this inside bar. If it does that, if you're long, then just be careful. You got to get back above these moving average, and then maybe higher prices. But if it can't fight its way through this in the inside bar, you're most likely going right back down. Going long, SOXS. Do I get that? I don't think I probably get that chart. Nope. Let's stick a dollar sign. Remember last night, Raj? I got the dollar sign. I was all excited. Oh wait, S. Hold on. 46, guys. I'm starting to, my brain's deteriorating right now. SOXS. Nope, nothing there. I don't think I can get. I don't think I get it. That's the semiconductor, so I believe. See if they'll give it to. Oh, okay, there you go. Oh yeah, you can go long here. That's fine. Yeah, it's more of a bottom feeding play. But guys, if you're gonna take positions in this, small. If you could lose if you can do 1,000 shares at $7 grand and you're willing to take that risk, great. If you're only willing to risk $1,000 and you're only going, whatever, 100 shares or whatever, 125 shares or whatever you're willing to risk on these, that's what you're willing to take. But what you're looking for on this, got to get above the moving averages. You get above these moving averages, get above this little pivot around 892, boom, these markets go. I wouldn't rule this out being a $15 stock. Period. So it is a bottom feeding play, but after this whole mess all the way down, people are buying here, buying here, buying here, and trying to do it. Let's open up the bigger time frame, see if there's any double bottoms or anything like that. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at that Eiffel Tower. Yeah, even here, guys. Yeah, you definitely, you know what? I'm gonna post this one, I think, on my site. I like Raj, I like this setup, bud. Definitely. Basically shorting the entire semi-cut. Yeah, you know what? I mean, look at this. I love the fact that you got these tight bars. You're getting some volume. They're shaking people out, guys. That's when you want to start stepping up on this thing, on these charts. You know what? I'm posting that trade on my. Going to StockBookie.com, guys. I have a spreadsheet there. I'm going to post another trade right now. So if you're live in the room, I have no problem taking this trade down here. Remember, do not load the boat. I am in a short on the SMH, though, right now. So that's okay. But you know what? If you can't short, I'm going to stick this one on there. So SOX. SOXS. Yeah, and if you got to be a member to get this spreadsheet too. So, and I'm going to go long. I have one long on there, guys, but it's playing the short, right? This is playing the short, right, Raj? Before I post this, I don't play this one. Hold on, let me go back. I am long SA as well. Got 22K in it. Yeah, there you go. Buying this month. Yeah, because this plays the short, correct? I think. I don't even know. But yeah, it's got to be playing a short because as the SMH is going up, this is going down. So yeah, so I'm going to post this trade. Hello. I'm a little slow today, guys. 3/28, 2017, and price is at 759. 759. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, if you go to my site, you can sign up. You get this out. Basically, this is what you're getting, and all my stuff's short right now. And I'm adding more. I added a little bit more to Amazon today, 862, and it just went up in my face, but that's fine. I still have a little bit more room to add. I probably won't add to this position. My stop out, if I'm in a 5% position, my stop out's 10% on this stock. That's like $85 stop out. So I'm not that worried about this trade. We went short on CMG on a swing, and I also did a short term on CMG. I would love to get out of it today for a grand or $1,200, but it looks like it's going to hold up like the turd it is. It's CMG. They'll throw some news out tomorrow. But that's what's on my site, guys. It's a private thing where you got to be a member, and it's free again, so you don't have to pay. But yeah, I like that setup definitely. That's a great. I love that for just to take nibbles. I love the fact that you got some big volume down here. It's people are just like, oh my gosh, how low can this thing go? I mean, honestly, it could go a little bit lower, so don't load the boat, but definitely have something in that trade. Awesome. KH. Is that an acronym for something? I don't know. I'm old, guys. I don't see that. All right. I'm shorting all semiconductors as well. Been waiting for them to finally break down. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there's some other. Yeah, Texas AMD. You got it. AMD. Oh, awesome. Okay, there you go. Oh, you're looking at that. I was like, what are you saying, Raj? Yeah, those are the ones. Nvidia's a little bit tough, but Nvidia's still a high flyer. So that one's still okay. Zion, I did go over that one, Andrea. So that one I was saying we could pop it open again. Again, yeah, you know what? I went to that 47.86 reversed on the monthly. As long as if this thing closes below the monthly, it could could do one more retrace and then the sell down. But right now, coming from this high pivot, from that high pivot there, it's looking pretty ugly, and now it's setting up in a bearish manner. Doesn't mean it can't retrace back to the inside bar and then fall. If you're long in this one, you start getting up into this area, just tighten that stop up. If you're short, enjoy the ride, because I think this can easily go down to maybe 30. I think it was 30. You got a gap fill down here at 34, and then you got a couple pivots down here around $31 or so. Yeah, if it keeps going, because that's an ugly sell-off from the high pivot, but doesn't mean it won't retrace before it sells again. JBT. JBT, same crap. You're in this, you're chopping around in the channel, popping up, popping down, popping up, popping down. Monthly chart, that's what we're playing. Monthly chart extension. So again, I explained to you guys, these high flyers take months to play out. Sometimes they come right in, sometimes they chop around, and when you get complacent markets, 39 million on the SPY, this is the crap you'll get. I mean, you look at Amazon, guys, it just keeps going. Do you think people watching Amazon all day go up $20? Do you think they're buying into Amazon because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm missing the move. I got to get in Amazon. That's all they're talking about today. Oh my gosh, this is why, right here what you would have been buying, a couple years ago, right here on this dip, right here on that dip, not up here. Then that you're just a dip then, Again, 38 million on the SPY. What do you think these things are doing? If the market was selling heavily, this wouldn't be going nowhere. If the markets were ripping, it'd probably even go up more. But yeah, I mean, this is what they're doing. They're destroying the puts, and they're just doing, one put at a time, and that's all they're doing. So, but yeah, JBT, I'm playing a monthly on that one. So just hold on tight and, enjoy the choppy action up and down for the last couple months. Jeez, look at this thing. No, bam, bam, bam. This was nice, bull bearish, pops it up, comes in, earnings probably drops it, or pops it to retrace back to the top, pops it. It's starting, what do we got here, guys? Look at that. Inside bar, bearish setup. So if this starts to play out, I'm still thinking $77 in that area, maybe lower looking at the monthly chart. So, again, inside bar, if you are short with this one, if it pops back up, I don't know, until it gets back above these 92 areas and stuff, I just leave it on. If you're in a put, that's a tough one. 1, 2, 3, 4 months up, 5 months up. Gosh, you have to go 2 years out on this one. But yeah, I mean, this could go down to 63. You got, some pivots down in here. But yeah, it's another high flyer, guys. High flyers. Can't wait for the day to see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I am synced. Yeah, and sorry, Andrea. That's tough. You just got to watch out. Did you buy up at the high up there? Yeah, you're not the only one who did. That's what I'm telling you about it. Just think about Amazon, Andrea. Imagine all the people buying that one right now, thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be so great. Just like here, oh my gosh, they had earnings or whatever. Oh, the news is going to be so great. And then they just slap you. And then as it's going down, you're like, I don't get this. Why is this going down? I read the news. CNBC says it's a good stock. This doesn't make any sense. And just like Amazon, it's going to do the same crap. All of a sudden, out of the blue, just straight down. So tighten your stop. If it gets back up into here, 46, just if it starts to break these areas, you got to get the hell out. And if the markets start to go, this thing could go a lot lower. So just be careful. And no problem. This is why I'm doing this, guys. I've been that guy before, buying Amazon at the top, listening to the talking heads. Sucks to be in that position. Yeah, it sucks to be short and getting your head handed to you too. But I've learned not all in, not killing me. Your typical trader's all in on this trade short and getting his head handed to him. He's got to get out because he's got a margin call. Me, let him push it. I got another 50 to go. And at 900, I'll be adding more. Get my cost average up because one day this will be coming down, guys. I was that guy buying Apple at 120 and it pulls back in my face. And this is back in the day before it split at 700. It would go from 70, 80, 90, 100, then they'd hype it and it would pop up on earnings and I'd buy Apple. It's Apple. It's got to go up. And then they slam me for 3-4 weeks. I'd sell. As soon as I'd sell, it goes straight back up. And I'd be like, oh my gosh. And I would chase it. Oh my gosh, it's Apple. It's got to go up. Then I'd chase it up and it would slam at me again. These guys know. And this was years ago and they still have computers, algos, and all that stuff. Pretty brutal stuff, especially when you're loaded all in. There's nothing worse than that type of trade, guys. It's brutal. Yeah, it's hard to say long at this point. Yep, right. I'm long SOX2. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Trading is all about risk management, learning from your life side. Yeah, exactly. That's why I get ripped on at stock twits and Twitter, and I get the guys trolling me. It's like, guys, it's all money management. Then they laugh. I said, this thing could go up another $80 and I'll be fine. Or $80. Oh my God, that StockBookie, or stock rookie, that guy's an idiot. No, I'm not even in a 10%. 10%. If it goes up 10% on me, that's $87. Or when it was 80, $870. So let's go $860, $86. So it's got to go $86 more for me to stop out. I mean, if it does that, God bless it. I wish I would have went long, so yes, that's short. Okay, yeah, exactly. Thanks, guys. What do you think about the ACHN? ACHN. Yeah, some news, something's going on. See, I don't like these low flyers. Basically, it's got to stay above the MA. So, if I don't play these, but you're filling the gap right here, that could be dangerous. This tomorrow could click over and go right back down. But if it could get above this gap and close, then you're possibly looking for the 473 area, maybe. You've seen too many of these things. I mean, look at this downside. This is a crap pattern popping up. Look what it did. It came back down. They shook people out right there because everyone is buying here and they're, oh man, this thing's ready to go. And all of a sudden, yeah. So that was a good shakeout. This is a good pop. If you're in this thing from 374, chisel some off and just trail that stop. It doesn't rule out you can't go to here. And the pivot, $5 usually will run and go, big round number here. And then if it really starts running, $6. I mean, I could be completely wrong. This could be news. So, but if they're gonna pump this thing, maybe it does go here, 615 or so. But yeah, you got a gap fill that just went today. You got these pivots here around 439, and then this guy here around 472. So just be careful. If you're long, tighten that stop up. You don't want to do like a dry ships, and then it just they halt the thing and screw you, basically. We had a lot of millionaires that day. Oh, look at this, though. Oh, look at that. There's always more reasons, guys. Wow. But I don't like the bearish pattern on the monthly. That's a monthly chart. Doesn't mean, wow, And okay, here's how you play this. You get below that trend line here, right around 379 or so, and it cracks, get the hell out. You're probably going to go to 2 and then probably 1. As long as you're holding this trend line here, you can stick with this trade. That's a monthly chart, though. You know, the daily is going to be a little more short term because look, wow, there's that same line. Look at that, guys, right back into it, and that's pop. So that's your line in the sand. If you're in this thing long, tighten that stop. If it get below below these lows, 373, you got to get the hell out. You know, and again, don't load the house. Couple $1,000 worth, maybe $4,000 worth, 1,000 shares. Man, if this thing goes up $1 or $2, that's $2,000. Get the hell out. That's how I play it. That's a short. What do you think about? Yeah, Neon. That's how I would play this. It's a pretty good trend line. But if it starts breaking those lows, man, you got to get the hell out. There's your low. Not bad though. You know, came right back in. Look at that. I mean, honestly, who knows? Maybe it takes off again on some news or something. But you know, this is a doesn't have bad volume today, but but yeah, that's how I would do that. I'm just keeping an eye on my Chipotle guys. Still in the money, almost $2, so I'm okay. I got 300 shares of Chipotle guys. That's what I say. If it goes up $10, I'll lose $3,000. Oh well, I gave it a shot. But if it comes back another couple bucks, shit, I'll take my 1,200, 1,500 and be thank you. Don't really care. See you next time. CMG up 10% a week. Started short in 32. I've been more. Yeah, there you go, James. Yeah, we started short here. Let me pull it. We took another trade today. I have 2 accounts, guys. I have scalping account and more short term, and then the swing trade account. So Chipotle here, 427, 434, a little bit out of the money at cost average. I'm going to have to put that in there, but a little bit out of the money. But I love the chart setup on Chipotle. I've traded. You know, this is another one though, guys. I've traded many times. So even if it goes against me, it's okay. I'm not. You know, there's no crying and trading, guys. You just got to keep going with what works and keep making trades, basically. So, but yeah, up 10. It's crazy. Let's go to Chipotle. It's nuts. And I wish I would have waited a little more patiently, but you know, when you're bored and sitting around these markets, you know. But this is why, you know, we do have some high pivots coming up here too as well. But we got a lot of resistance, overhead resistance, even with here. See how, you know, again, they retrace it, they bounce it, they retrace it. I mean, this one's nuts. So not a heavy position. I'd love it to come back below, you know, this high pivot. But again, till we get above this area here, and I think there's one more pivot. Yeah, right there. You know, if we get above the 447, 450, then I got to think about this trade here. But you have another pivot there as well. But this is what, you know, we shorted here, we shorted here, we shorted here. You know, and I wish we would have went long. You know, we shorted here, we short here. You know, most of these, you know, we'll take $5, $10 off of them, then it goes $20. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and now this is the 6th time. So whatever, if it goes up on me, it goes up on me. It's just again, it's just another trade, guys. You know, that we're going to try to get in and get out of, and have some fun with, and try to make some money. All right, let's see here. Yeah, CMG, that's crazy. HDP. Guys, if you're new here, put a symbol in there. Don't be shy. I don't, you know, whatever symbol, $ symbol. If you're in a position and you're getting screwed on it, let me know. I could at least try to give you some directions to, you know, where you could possibly go. So, you know, or get in and out of this trade. So, let's see, $6, $9. I hate these low flyers. But you know, it doesn't mean I can't look at them, see what they're doing. Right now, for me, yeah, it's right there. It's 50%. If you're long in this one, you know, you can hold on. You're trying to hold. You do have a gap fill down here where it could possibly come up to. Went down, retraced. You're trying to get above this area. If it gets above the MAs and this high pivot here, and you know, $10 even number, then possible higher prices. But right now, this is another one. Look, they gapped it up, probably got everybody in, and then boom, straight down. Little bit weak coming off this high pivot. It's really going to depend on the markets as well. Light volume name, so it could go up or down with some news or something. But right now, not bad. If you're long, you know, from down in here, you know, tighten that stop. You know, you got to get it back above here. If this thing just turns and comes right back in, gosh, you're probably going to fill this gap and maybe go to $8. So really, if it doesn't make it above this area, you got $8 coming down here with gap fill around 889. If you're long and it does get above, then you're probably looking right back here. Because whoever bought up in here, 11.25, 11.50, they get back to break even. A lot of those people who bought, who held the bag, they're going to be sellers and probably go right back down on the light volume. So be careful with this one. Let's look at the bigger time frame though. Let's just see. Yeah. It's holding out to the MAs down here on the weekly for dear life. Not bad, you know. Let's see if we can stick here on. Let's see where it closes on the weekly. If it closes below the MAs on the weekly, then most likely lower. If it closes above them, then it's still doing okay. You know, we got to see how the markets react and stuff like that, and then go from there. But yeah, that's it with that. But yeah, interesting though. You know how they get everyone here. We'll see where it came to the big breakdown bar. This is where everyone was once seller, you know, buyers before, buyer, and then they broke it down on them. As soon as it got back up to that area, all these buyers here were like, get me out of this piece of crap. And then all of a sudden there's no volume and everyone's selling who did here. Market makers are trying to hold it and then they just let it go. So be careful with that one, James. Fuel, I think I looked at this one. Let's see if I have any lines or anything. Yeah, I can't play these. I mean, that's a good stretch job there. Again, if you're long on fuel, you'll be running out of fuel. You had to pivot there, you had to pivot here, and you had that big breakdown bar right there. So this is where it kind of broke down, retraced, and then came in, and then that was it. Again, who's going to be selling here? All the people who bought up here, right? And then they were in pain and pain. I mean, they were in pain for a long time. Gets right back to that area. They're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm getting out of this thing. I got my money back. I you know, put the money to better use. Put your capital in different stocks where you can actually make money. But again, you know, nice move. Hey, if you caught this thing down in here, shit, nice pop. But doesn't rule out you can't go to 829, 912, you know, a little bit higher. Again, there's really no pattern. Let's look at the daily really quick here. Look at the daily. Gosh, yeah. For me, I couldn't chase it. If you're long from down in this area, definitely tighten those stops up. Wait for pattern. There's really no pattern at this point. It is a little bit stretched. I just want to see if there's anything else on the daily that I didn't see. Here's that high pivot there. Yeah, I mean, you got some pivots here at 860 or 661, 826. You know, that's all I'm pretty much doing with the pivots, guys. Let's look at one more thing. You got this high pivot here. Let's just put in a fib on this one. Actually, well, let's see what it looks like from this one. Yeah, look at that, 750. My gosh. So from this pivot there, that's a 750, which is the big retrace. A lot of stuff like the overshoot. Let's just stick one in from here just to see what's going on. Yeah, 618 still, but if it overshoots, well, look at that, right to that pivot, 663. So it could, if it overshoots, 575, 664, I'd definitely start chiseling some off. But if you're long, just tighten that stop and trail it. If you're I wouldn't short it. I mean, it looks like it's a news-driven one. You know, I don't know if it is. I don't know fuel. I don't know what they do, but something was going on. I mean, it could have been the Trump trade too, or whatever. Something would do with the president. You know, he's been making stocks go up too. Remember Trump? Before he was president, we're in a big bubble, just like any other politician. Now he's president. Oh, stocks are great. Don't worry, we got this. just like all the other talking heads. So, thank you. Just sold, made 18. Yep. All right. Cool. Amgen, if you do continue. Amgen, AMGN. Oh, look at that. And again, look at this. Bring it right to the pivot, and then they drop it. I think they had news here, so that's not fair to say that. But wow, got everyone on board here, and then dropped it in their face. I'd just stay away from this. When you're coming off a high pivot and it's starting to drool down like this, you're gonna get some support here at 159, 160. But my gosh, and these are all news-driven garbage. I mean, they're not garbage stocks, but they get one little bit of bad news, it's tanking. They get one bit of good news, it's flying up. So maybe Amgen, that one's starting to pull down the IBB down a little bit. But yeah, I wouldn't get interested in this one until. Gosh, I mean, look at that high pivot. Look at that double. Gosh, can't make this stuff up, guys. Look at that double top. Damn. I would have. But these are the trades you get in, and all of a sudden they have news. They go to 200, and you're like, damn, what the hell just happened? Yeah, around 159 maybe. I mean, it's a little bit away, but if markets give it up, gosh, I'd be interested right here around 143. Gap fill 135. I'm not screwing around with this one. Has some great support coming through here on the weekly, but this one isn't for me. No way. Gosh, my feed's messing up again, guys. I don't know why. See if I can get. I don't know why I can't. I'm losing it. So as you guys are typing, I'm losing. I can't see it anymore. So I'm gonna have to look at that to see. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at this on the intraday. It's just bleeding. So just be careful with this one. I don't know what the news is or whatever, but you come from a high pivot, you're going to go lower prices, guys. And like I said, anything, if we get a good pullback on the markets, this thing goes down, I'd be looking down in here to possibly buy. I wouldn't. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not going to bounce from these areas. Don't get me wrong here. I mean, let's just do a quick fib from the last low pivot here. Yeah, you're right into this. See how it stopped there in that last candle? That's your 618. So if it overshoots you, we'll fill this gap. You'll come down into here. But if it really starts to give it up, 150 wouldn't be bad. But then you have a gap fill down here if the markets go. So 150, 146, maybe. If you're short, enjoy the ride, guys. But for me, I wouldn't do anything long. If anything, if you're short still, just let this thing ride. If it gets some news, it could pop up, so be careful. I'm missing some stuff here, guys. You know what? Let me go back to YouTube. See if I could go back to some. I'm missing a couple. I don't know why it won't let me scroll to a certain point. Let me stop that. All right, hold on here. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, I looked at it here. STM. All right, see, I missed that one. All right, hold on here. Shop STM. Looking at a 1 year. How far can it keep going? STM. Let's see. Wow, look at that. All right, let's see. Let's see if there's any reason why this thing's stopping up here. All right, you had double top. It went through there. You have a gap fill right here. You have a gap window right there, and you have a pivot where it broke down. You know, where it retraced and then it started breaking down, retrace, break down. So you have pretty good area around there. We did talk about. Apparently, we did talk about the double top here. Went right through it. Now it's kind of like, all right, let's take a fib from here to here. Let's see what it's telling us. Yeah, right in between 618 and 750. So he sold. Look at that, right 750. That's where a gap fill is. Wouldn't rule out 1655. If you're long in this one, tighten that stop up. You know, if you start coming in, just get out of it. But yeah, it could go up to 1658, maybe 17. We'll have to see if the markets give up, guys. It's going to be nighty night for a lot of these stocks. So just be careful with these things. Let's see. I'm in another feed here. So AMG, that was STM. I'm new to trading, completely blue. I am still learning these terms. Was in ACN at 389 on basic DD. All right, let's do diligence. I guess that would be. Let's see. ACHN. I think we just looked at it. Yeah, just all right. Yeah, Neon, just hold tight, buddy. You know, if it gets back below this area and starts testing these lows, it's probably going to go lower. But again, we're right in that time frame. I don't know what this thing does, if it's news driven or whatever. Look at the push up today, though, it had. You know, and you're in at 389. Well, still not a bad trade, man. Just tighten that stop. You don't want to wake up and give it all back and then you're underwater. Neon, get used to taking trades off for winners. It's such a great feeling because when you lose, it's like going to the casino. When you're walking out, you go there with $1,000 and you come out, with $10 and at least you got a steak dinner and some drinks. But at the end of the day, you're walking out of the casino, doing the walk of shame to your car going, I was up $2,000 and I stayed another hour and now I'm leaving with $10, or my debit card basically. Been there too, guys. I'm a blackjack player, so. But then the walk of shame going to the car, it's like, why didn't $2,000 I was up and I didn't walk, but then I had to bet heavier. It's the same routine with this. That's why I don't go to the casino anymore. Once in a while. And the funny thing is, guys, I'll go with a couple $100. That's it. But I'll go in this huge trades and I'll be down, a couple grand. But I'll go to the casino now, a couple $100, have some fun, have some drinks, spend some time, with my friends and have a good time. But yeah, don't get burned on this. This could easily come back and just stop you out and you're done. So just protect that trade. It's a great feeling when you're pulling off winners, bud. All right. Yes, agree. Thanks a ton. Yeah, Andrea, no problem. Hey, sign up for the website. I don't know if you guys are members. If you guys are new, sign up for the website. I hate being a spokesperson, but you know, I just want to get more people, more traders, more eyes. I would never look at this one. I never look at Xeon. I never look at half these stocks, to be honest with you. It's just, I love doing this stuff, guys. I love trying to figure out where in the hell these stocks are going to go. You know, and I'm wrong. I'm looking at charts, guys. You know, I'm trying to figure it out. But, you know, I'm just trying to say, hey, you know, coming from a high pivot, this is bearish consolidation. You're into a big area, you know, trend line. It could pop. You are back above the 20 MA. Doesn't mean this thing could shift and boom, right back down. So, oh my gosh, guys, the SPY is actually coming in a little bit. Unbelievable. Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me take a deep breath. Woo. Holy cow. I looked over. I was like, is that actually a red bar? Holy cow. That's a first. All right, PFE, I bought some May puts on it late yesterday. I'm debating on getting out. I think it's going lower. Daily is above the 20 MA today, but on the weekly chart, it's making lower lows. All right, let's take a look. You're in what? May puts, April, May, so 2 months out. Well, on the weekly here, you know, not bad. You know, not bad. Consolidating. This is possibly setting up for higher prices. This is a weekly, so you know, we're going to go into the daily in a minute. Remember, if the markets tank, this will go down, no problem. For this one on the weekly, at least, if it stays in here, that's fine. If it gets above this one or gets above these high pivots around the 34.73, then it could possibly go higher. You do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of consolidation above the moving averages, so it's in pretty good shape here. And like you said, it's making higher lows. That's also good for the stock too. Not good for the puts. You're in puts, right? Yeah. So, but, you know, today it was up a little bit, but let's go to the daily. That's the one you're really going to play, because I would love for you to, this thing just to tank, go right here and get the hell out. But, yeah, it's just chopping. See how it retraced, came back in. Now it's retracing again. Let's see if it can retrace. Let's stick this line in here. Let's see if it can get above these lines here. If it gets above these lines, you know, that was a gap fill back here. I wouldn't rule out 35.50. So, you know, it's not bad. This is a little choppy, sloppy. You are back above the 20 MA, but that could be the one head fake there. Get everyone back on board. But even the daily's not bad. But you do have some big overhead resistance coming up in this area too, with all this consolidation. So hold tight. If it just keeps sitting, you might have to exit. Let's wait until Friday on this one to see. I know if it, you know, let's see if it just keeps chopping. Because, man, if we get a good sell-off Thursday, Friday, this one will be going downtown with the rest of them. Maybe. It's usually a market trade. That's why I keep saying when I put hashtag market trade on stock twits, market goes down, everything's going down. Market chops up like this, you have a great possibility of the markets going up. So you got to keep it, you know, you got to keep an eye on all that stuff. So let's see here. Back on the feed. Been watching VXX for a while, and this thing goes down. Yeah, you know, that's a brute. You get a day like today, is the VXX down then? Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. You know, it's almost 0.5%. But yeah, I mean, you're right at the lows too. I mean, if you want to start doing the VXX, you can down here. But if the market's chopped for another 5 months, this thing will be a $10 stock. So it just depreciates while it's like an option, it just decays. But I have no problem taking this thing down here. And again, if you can afford to lose $1,000, do $1,000 position. If you can afford to lose $100,000, do $100,000 position. Whatever you're willing to risk, that's what you're willing to put in this trade. Because honestly, it could go down if the markets go nowhere. That's how I would play the VXX every day, right? Yeah. Thanks. Looking for some low price names to go long right now, James. Nothing long, bud. If these markets dump out. Just let them dump out first. And we'll be looking for, you know. All right, let's look at. I'm excited. I got the SPX. Usually it's a 15-minute delay because they got to pay for this crap. But you know, if the markets pull back, you know, we'll be looking at buying right around. Well, I think that's too low. Hold on. Now I do like that pivot and that gap fill down in here around 22.40, 22.10 on the SPX. That is, you know, that's where, you know, maybe here. You know, but I do like this area possibly. You know, you want to, if this thing starts tanking, everything's going to go lower. So you want to wait for the bounce and say this is how we're going to play this, James. This thing tanks, comes into support, starts to bounce, and we're going to look for the names that are still going down. And the ones that are still going down, We're going to find good support, gap fills, pivots, or whatever that might be, because when this thing starts to go and the other stocks are falling still, as long as this one keeps going up, those turds that are going down will eventually find support and start ripping up. That's how we're going to play. Just like now, when these things go up and everything's going to the highs, we're putting shorts on, because once this thing rolls over, everything's going to roll over with it. So you want to pick on the ones where even if this thing starts to fall apart, starts going red, you want to find the ones that are still going up, because eventually if this one starts to fall apart, the one names that are just about to make all-time highs, they're going to go. That's how you want to play this. So when we find really good support down and wherever it might be, it's still early to tell where this thing's going. But as soon as the SPY starts bouncing, you get a couple days, you find those stocks that are still dropping, you find that support, you load it up. 10% positions only. Total portfolio. Don't load the house, guys. Come on. So, but my gosh, what a day. Unbelievable, guys. It's pretty amazing what these things can do. Just going up. Oh, Chipotle, look at that. I might actually get paid. It just can't break this level right here. It's unbelievable. And I almost pulled half off here, and then it popped up on me, came in. Look at this thing. So they're shaking everybody. So everyone who went short up here, they're just like, they shook everyone out here, then it came right back in. Then people probably went short again. So you go short, as it's going up, pulls back, blows up in your face, but I'm not all in, so whatever. So let it go up, and then everyone's squeezing. As soon as they squeeze enough of them, they send it down. The guy who shorted here, who covered here, is shorting again right here. So then it squeezes up. I had a guy who was a market maker. That's all he would do all day. He'd squeeze stocks up, get all of them out, and then he would let it go down. Then they would all pile in again right here. And then he'd squeeze it up again. They'd all stop out again, because it's Chipotle. Next thing you know, it's up $40, So it's like everyone's a nervous wreck because they're going all in. And then they squeeze it again, and they drops it again. The same guys who did it here, they're going short again here. They do the little squeeze, and they're like, oh my gosh, I got to get out. Oh my God, that's it. I'm done. I've been on the wrong side of the trade every time. And then everyone's not doing anything, and that's when they drop it. Oh, been there, done that too. Wrong side of the trade every time you take it. It's pretty obnoxious. So Q's breaking the resistance at the 132. Thoughts on that, John? Not sure if you covered it earlier. Just want to bring it up. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, there's really, this is, again, inside bar. If it gets above this, then probably higher prices, maybe 135, 134. We got to go to even numbers, 133, 134, 135. If it can't get above this is typical. Retrace it up, get all the bulls back on. Maybe, I wouldn't doubt if we overshoot. It's trying. If it overshoots, oh my gosh, all-time highs, CNBC, Kramer, holy crap. Yeah, Carmela, 41 million on the day. Because the Brexit, everyone was thinking, oh man, the news, the Brexit, oh no. No participation, guys. As long as they're not doing anything, the bots take over, the Federal Reserve's there, and the markets do nothing other than squash the puts. They're really good at that. But yeah, no, we're good with that. Yeah, I mean, look at this. All we did was float up on no volume. You look at the daily, look at the volume, guys. It wasn't bad yesterday. They had to push it up a little bit. Apple was up, so everything kind of fed its way up in there. But look at the volume. Gosh, guys are crooks. They really are. And all they're doing is getting Amazon to the high, so everyone piles in that. They're getting Google, making that one run. Netflix is back at the highs again. Oh my gosh. Don't believe this rally, guys. Believe me, this is where they're sucking in all the retail traders, and they're gonna slap them again. And Netflix, wow, look at that. I love that. You know what? I'm putting a trade out on that one. I love that setup. NFLX. And we know I got one long position, which is a short on the Sox S. Short. Wow. If you're following me, I have a hold on here. Price is at 146.52. So Netflix. If you're go to StockTwits, here's my trades. I got a spreadsheet on there. We just put Netflix on here. 146.52. We got one long. I have trades out on Twitter. I'm starting a new one here. Twitter. I probably won't be doing a lot of work on anymore. So if you guys are in trades on that, I'm gonna try to post it back. But I wanted to start fresh from pretty much the beginning of March and keep this thing going. It's just so hard on Twitter. I got to go back, back and back and back and try to do stuff. And yeah, there's some losers on there. I get that, but there's some stuff I covered where I didn't post. But this one I could keep track of a little bit more. I do have a Netflix trade on there. I'm underwater, but you know what? I'm starting fresh on here. You got to short Netflix up here at 146. You have to. So that's it. So, if you're new to my site and you're a new member and all that, that's why I'm going to start fresh. I don't want, well, go back to Twitter and look at my post. No, I'm going to start fresh. Guys, the SPY is red a little bit more. Step back. Step back. Holy cow, what is going on? Oh my gosh. You just got to have fun with this stuff, though. Let's see here. Qs, yeah. When volatility spikes, get long SE. Yeah, exactly. Short VXX. Okay, yeah, there you go. The SVXY. There's so many of those different things. I don't know what it is. Hold on, guys. I'm going to pull. If you're not short Netflix, short it. So let's go SPY. Guys, 2 bars red. Oh my gosh. But just think. So they pop it up, comes in, everybody shorts, pops it up, everyone stops out, brings it down, short again, brings it back up. And then they stop out again, and now it's like, oh geez, now it's coming back in a little bit. Nothing crazy. Let's see here. I got to go to StockTwits now because I have a post on there. I'm hoping to do everything on a live stream, but I'm gonna go back to CMG real quick, guys. I'm gonna cover half my. Well, shoot. No, you know what? I'm not doing shit with this one. I was gonna cover half. Gosh, let me see. What do I have? I got 4 minutes left on Chipotle. Let me look at this a little closer here. I do like the fact we came back below this, and that's the only reason. Let's see. Geez. Gotta think on the fly here. My average price right now, guys, 436.97. I have 300 shares. So let's say 437. Gosh. Oh, you know what? I'm going to cover half right here. I'm going to do it. I covered half at 434.33. So I'm out of half this trade, guys. Let me post this thing on StockTwits. I love doing this stuff, guys. All right, covered at CMT at 434.33. Holding, and this was a trade from this morning, holding half position. This is what I got to go through, guys, every day. So I'm out of the trade. It's of course, right as soon as I got out, it's going lower, of course, but that's okay. 434.33. So I got a couple bucks on that one. That's fine. 300 shares. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. I don't care. And hopefully tomorrow it pulls back a couple more bucks, and boom, I'll be out. So there was that. Jeez, unbelievable. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why I do this, but no. I love you guys. I love, thanks for following me, all that stuff. And hopefully we can, like I said, we can put some trades on. So, all right. So Google's coming in. The SPYs, what is going on with the SPY? It's falling. I don't get this. I don't get this, guys. 2 red candles. Holy cow. This couldn't be. It couldn't be, guys. What in the world's going on? Something's up. Something's up, guys. No, I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. All right, let's see, 40 million. Yeah, so we're gonna have 45 million on the day. Holy crap! But if you look at the 60 though, 60 is actually setting up kind of bullish. That's a little bullish pattern above the MAs here. But we got some red bars. And you know what though? Let's take this a little short. Let's look at the SPY real quick here. SPY. Go down here. Go up to there. Yeah, so you got the 750. You got, this is a little more short term now, guys. So that's what's, yeah, it's trying. Well, it's trying. Look at that bounce. Look, right above the, what are they doing? They're closing right above the moving averages. That's not computer action, guys. Then it's grandma in there. You know, grandma, she could be vicious at times. Holy cow. All right, hold on, guys. I had to answer an email here for my business, my other company. So, where do you think CAT is going? Let's take a look. CAT, and then earnings are coming up too. So this could be really really interesting, guys. What's going on? CAT almost looks like the SPY. Oh my gosh, am I in the right chart here? Yeah, CAT. You know what? We were short. We cover. We're in a quarter position now. But we shorted, covered, shorted, covered, and then chopping, and then yeah, I think they had news or whatever. Yeah, this was another great one. We did it over and over again. All right, guys. 48 million on the SPY. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Wow. I might have to take the day off tomorrow. This is it's just getting to be stupid. Let's see here. Yeah, cat. It's chopping. You're behind these or below these moving averages. I'm still thinking down lower prices to come. It still hasn't touched the 200 moving average around 87.97. I think it's going there. If you're long in this one, just be careful because we've been chopping around up in this area for a while. I mean, it's holding these pivots and stuff. But man, this thing starts to go. You got some gaps to fill down here. You got a gap even at 82 and then low pivot at 80 bucks. This could easily, market's dumped, this can easily come down in this area. So just be careful. I mean, you come down, you reach, what happened here? Retraced it up. They got everybody in again, right up in here, and then they dumped it in their face. And now you're back below bearish bearish inside bar, trying to get above the MAs. They'll maybe spread some news out or tell people something, but man, this is brutal. I mean, that everybody went long right here again. It's CAT. You got to get in. And then Kramer probably pumped it up, and then look, they dumped it right in their face. This is setting up for lower prices, so be careful with that one. Definitely be careful because that thing comes right back in. It's gonna. Yeah. Again, everything's gonna be a market trade, guys. So you got to be real careful with that. Let me hold on, guys. Yeah, so until it gets above those MAs, yeah, I still think it's coming in. In my opinion, at least. So just be careful with these. I still believe. I'm going to go to the SPY chart in a minute here. But I still think these markets are going to come in, and when they do, you got to be really really careful with these things. Let's see here. Oh, let's do NIYT. I'll do. All right, I'm just talking to myself, guys. Hold on a sec here. All right. I had a good conversation by myself. All right, we're the cat. Yeah, so be careful with this one. Let's look at the bigger time frame just to show you a little bit different stuff here. Again, look at this retrace, and that's what we're kind of following here. Let's just take those off. If you look at the bigger picture on a bigger retrace, this is the monthly chart, guys, right here, right to the 750. I mean, that's a hell of a retrace from 214 highs, brings it back in, catches a bid, retraces up. You got the big breakdown area, then another breakdown area. This is where a lot of people are holding the bag here. You start getting closer to those points where people get a break even in. They're like, you know what? I'm done. I held this thing since July of 2014. It's 3 years later almost. I'm done with CAT. Sorry. So that's what you got to look at for this stuff too. So overall, the bigger time frames. We follow the 10-minute, the 60-minute, the daily, monthly, or daily, weekly, monthly. But you got to try to tie all these together. I mean, even look on the monthly when this thing was falling. We fell right here, and that let's just with the fibs, let's look what area was that on the fib? 618, I'm guessing. Yep, 618, right there, the 200 MA. That's That's where you want to be a buyer in this thing. You're in from 59 bucks and it's almost at 100 and you're not dumping. Then all the bag holders. I mean, you had, oh man, this one just kept giving. On, look at that. Retrace, dump, retrace, dump, retrace, dump, retrace. What do you think it's going to do? I mean, it could go up a little higher, but you have way too many people up here on this one. You know, I'm going to stick this one down right in here. You know, around here. You know, that just holding the bag. And, you know, every time it goes up, they're like, oh, man, here we go. And then Kramer probably pumps it and everybody else, and all of a sudden right back down. It's like, damn. So for the fourth time, it's like, you know what? I'm just taking my money right here. I'm done. That's it. I'm done with CAT. You know what? Comes back down to here, maybe down in here. You know, look at 2009. It's 22 bucks. Caterpillar. Holy cow. Doesn't mean it can't do that again. I learned hard, lost all. Thank you. Yeah, Andrea, let me tell you. That's tough. I've been there. That's why I ended up paying some guys to teach me. I couldn't do it. I was losing my ass 10 years ago. It's like, holy crap, if I take one more bad trade that I go all in on, I'm going to be done. I'm going to lose it. And I had a lot of money, guys. I mean, I got it all back now because it's like going to college, guys. You go to college to learn something, to learn you know, whatever it is, or study to be a doctor or a lawyer, just like this. It's like going to college. You got to study to become a trader. You just don't hop on the charts. I mean, right now, this is the, you know, I make the joke on Stock Twits. Everyone's a trader in a bull market because every time you just buy the dip, stuff goes up. But this is the time where if it starts to go down and it really starts to bleed, people will buy this. You know, just looking at CAT goes down. People are going to start buying at 86. Then they're going to, it's 80, I'm loading the boat. This is going to be great. It's going to go up. And then all of a sudden, it's a freaking $60, $55 stock again. And they're like, holy crap, the hell's going on? And you know what they did here and here? They used all their margin. They loaded the house. Now they're getting killed. And all of a sudden, they wrench you one time, and it takes that one big dip to 45 or whatever. And you're just like, oh my gosh, get me the hell out of this thing. And that's when it's catching the bottom and it's going straight up. Then you watch it for months going up, and then you buy it right about here, right about when they're ready to slap you in the face again. Because they gave you a couple months to save some money, because when you're working your job, hey, I got another 10 grand I could put into the markets, and then you're putting it right at the top again. It's a vicious cycle, guys. And that's why I do these videos. Hopefully I'm helping a couple people out there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like the balancing right now and the resistance. Hopefully it bounces off the. Yeah, exactly. But the other thing too is you got the, you know, some gentleman or lady mentioned yesterday. You got window dressing too. You got the end of the quarter. They want to be in the Apples. They want to be in the Amazons. They want to be in the Googles. Because when you open up your little statement and go, wow, I'm in Google. Oh, I'm in Apple. Oh my gosh, I'm fine. All right, whatever. Hey, hon, let's go buy another Escalade. You know, that's a. Hey, why don't we go get the home equity line, you know? But yeah, so that, you know, that's what you're pretty much looking for, you know, and that's pretty much the cycle. So everyone who bought here sold down here, everyone bought here, sold down here, they're buying again up here because, oh my gosh, Kramer said that's the cycle of the market, guys. And then you get to save for a couple months, take your couple grand that you worked hard for, and you put it back in the markets, and then they dump it in your face again. Been there, guys. These are true stories. You know, all the stocks in the queues are overloaded. Oh yeah, totally. They are overloaded. It's stupid. But the thing is, everyone's buying puts, so they're just holding it up. And everyone who buys puts, they're just getting destroyed. That's why I'm doing shares. I'll go puts in certain stocks, but if I make 50%, 100%, I'm done. I'm out. I'm not sticking around in that stock. Done. So let's see here. Let's see. I bought DI at 92 so far. Make me happy. Let's see. DY. Oh man, see, that's this is what I just talked about. See how they bring it back? They bring it up. They bring it back, right back up. This one's a candidate to go right back down, Andrea. So just be careful. Just be careful. My gosh. But see the allure of the stock though? You're like, oh man, there it goes again. I got to get in. See it shot, and then here it goes. They're popping it up. It doesn't mean, you know, if this thing goes back up, if it gets up to 96, you got to get the hell out. Or at least take some off the table. If it gets back to double top, get out. This could be another, retrace where they bring it right back in, and then, here we are coming into some resistance again. Just be careful. You don't want to buy these at the high. If this was me, I'd be shorting this one for sure. Double top, all that good stuff. That's a short for me at least. But again, the short would have been here right at the top. So if you go to the daily chart, it would have been more off the pop there on earnings or whatever it had. Go back right there. There's your spot right there. If you want to go a little bit lower because you got the pivot there, right there. That's where I would have shorted this one. And boom, we would have got down. I would have been out right here, done with the trade. Retraces back up. You're looking at this bar right here probably. If it makes it there and the markets give it up, it's going right back down. So please be careful with that one. What about dust? Dust, I don't play these. I think this is the long on. I don't know. Is this a long or short on gold? I'm not sure. I play the GLD, and I could go to the GLD. Makes no sense though. The GLD are right back into the big resistance. Double top, 200 MA. If you go to the weekly. Weekly chart, same thing, 50 MA, 200 MA, great resistance. Now I'm looking for a chart setup and possible higher prices. If it comes right back in, that's fine. Then we need to hold the 20 MA, hold this trend line down here. I'll put this one in a little longer there. Hold the trend line down there. And then, hold on, something popped up. Yeah, so right now we're just looking for pattern here. Daily chart's not terrible. Starting to set up choppy, sloppy. But remember, it started setting up here for 3 days and then dropped. So until it starts, really holding this, we did come back and fill the gap down here. So that was good. But again, what was it up? 29 cents. So really just chopping around today. Nothing big. Again, in a bullish manner, you had a nice move up. Everybody chased it. So now it's time to hold it here for a week or two. Make everybody think about their position. As soon as they dump because they think it's going lower, that's when it will shoot up. That's what these guys do. But gold, yeah, GLD's fine. As long as we're above these MAs here. And not really doing anything, chopping around. We're fine with that one. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Andrea. No, yeah, I'm sorry. That's tough stuff. What do you think about TC or TSCO? Again, guys, if you're new to the room, just punch up a symbol. I don't care what it is. We'll take a look at it, and we'll take it from there. Let's see. Do the dollar sign, though, please. And then I could, and if you're in a position, tell me, where are you at, and if you're going long, going short, and we can look at it and say, hey, this thing could possibly do that. So yeah, this one, I was watching this one. This one just rolled over. Gosh, and now it's really just giving some people some pain here. Yeah. Do you see a common chart pattern every time, guys? Down, retrace, fall. When stocks are at the top, did you guys catching that at all? Big red bar, comes down, weak if it closes below, right back up. I bet you it's the blue line or green line from this top of the bar. Ooh, almost to the blue line this time. Wow, it almost reached it, but you had great resistance and right back down. It's not looking good for this one, to be honest with you. Weekly chart, almost got back to that. Couldn't make it through the, breakdown bar, right back down. I would probably, I'd probably give it one more retrace here and then maybe the next leg down. That's how I would play it here. But if you're short, enjoy the ride. If you get a retrace, don't get too crazy. If you were short from here, you took some off, it gets back to here, do it again. But if you're short, I'm thinking right here, markets give it up, you're going to 61.45, guys. If you're long, tighten up that stop. Is this little bleeding here and this retrace, that tells me lower prices. So be careful with that one, KH. Yeah, just be careful. If SPY test 230, I see it bounce into 250 before a big correction. Possibly. Let's take a look. Anything with the light volume, I wouldn't rule it out at this point. That's what this thing's pretty much going. So 230, yeah, I mean, you got a little bit more down there. Let's see. See, my thing is, let's see, you got the gap fill around 229.20, so you have that as well, and you got the gap window at the 230 area. But coming, what I'm seeing here, it goes down a little bit sideways. You got to retrace. If this thing retraces a little bit more and comes off a pivot high and comes back in, that's where I think we'll get a little bit lower prices. I'm thinking we could come down to the 227.70 area, which is a gap fill as well. But we'll see. There's a gap fill here, gap fill there. Got to see. Really not setting up too much on the SPY. I mean, it is a little bit. You're inside bar, got a little bit bearish going here. We were up a little bit today, nothing crazy. We're 1 cent up after hour, but again, this is slightly bearish here, but they're protecting this area down in here. If this gap fill area around 231.47 gives up, and then you have another one. I don't know if that's a true gap fill around 230. You have the trend line. You got a couple other stuff. I'm going to do some work on the SPX now since I got that chart, so I'll do a little bit more on that. So, hey, thanks again for showing up, bud. Ivica. Let's see. 2KH, SPY 10, Lulu reporting tonight. Oh, is it? All right, hold on. Let's see. Let's pull it up. Let's see. Don't take a short. Yeah, let's see if it's going up. Wow, it's already going down. Damn, we did this chart the other day. All right, hold on, hold on. Let's look for some chart support. Maybe we get a good scalp out here. Hold on. All right, we had some areas here. 59. Where is this thing? Hold on, let me pull it up. Damn, 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 damn. It's right. Somebody told me about this one. It was a 50-50 shot at this point. All right, so 59.83 was the first area. 54.22. Where are we? 54.53. Damn, didn't make it. Look at that though, guys. Filled the gap right here. 55.32. That's what it's trying to hold right now. No, 55. Damn, look at that bounce. So it bounced off gap fill here. Then it went to the low pivot around the 54.22. It did not make it to that area though, and it bounced. God, I missed it by 27 cents. Damn. What a bounce, though. Yeah, shoot. But it did fill the gap here, though. That was good support. So, see, as this thing was cranking down, it hit support here, hit support at gap fill, gap window, gap fill. And if it got down here, you knew it. I would have waited for the pierce, so the even number, 54, and then hop on this thing. But now the trade's over. Damn, look at that, though, again. Holy cow. No wonder the SPY dipped negative for a second there. Look at that, 1078. Look, this. So if that area breaks, let's see. You got a gap fill around here. Gosh, I mean, this could easily go to 50 bucks. 51 right here. Yeah, 50 bucks. If it really starts to rumble, it's got to hold this 54 area. The 54 area does not hold. Nighty night. OPEX needs it above 23. Does it? Is that what it is, Carmela? Yeah. So yeah, where's it now? 235. Yeah. So they'll hold it up a little bit more then. Unbelievable, the crooks in these markets. And I love the 50 million on the SPY on the day. Oh my gosh, it's just not gonna sell. All my short positions are crying to me today. I'm out today. Thanks. Hey, no problem. Last time volume was this low, we had a down 1 point move the next 3 days. Yeah. No, you know what? I'm not ruling anything out. I don't know. I don't want to get too hopeful in these light volume markets. Every day I wake up, I look for the first half hour volume. And when it's like at 7 million, 8 million, it's like, oh God, here we go again. It's just another crap day, basically. Another non-volume day. They're gonna float it or keep it steady and just keep killing the puts, basically. But yeah, so this one got 1065 down. Yeah, hold on a second here. So Lulu, Amazon, what are any other players going off today? Fizz was on there. Gosh, Fizz, what a beast. Stop running up. Yeah, when there's a nonsense end. Yeah, I get a lot of emails lately, guys, that, when's this thing gonna end? What's going on here? I can't believe it keeps going higher. But this is the markets testing the bears. That's what these guys do. We went over the chart. Well, let's pull up the SPX. For everyone who's new in the room today, if there's anybody new. This is why I'm going short, guys. I just cannot, and I know I sound like a broken record to some of you guys, but this is your .com, this is your housing, and this is where we're at now. Markets just can't sustain moves like this. I mean, it can because the Federal Reserve and their asset buying programs and bond buying programs, but man, and this was okay consolidation before the next move up, but without a major pullback here, you just got to get it. Now we're just extended again. It's almost starting to look like this move here at the top. When you start getting moves like that at the top, we're getting close. It can't rule out we don't go to 2400. We're pretty damn close on this thing. You know, actually, it did go to 2,400. That's right. But you know, could it go a little higher? You know, could it be 2,500 maybe? You know, quarter number. Excuse me, guys. But my gosh, you know, this is just killing everyone with the small accounts with the puts. They're just getting murdered. But then what's going to happen though? After so many months, this is my story too, guys. After so many months trying to go short, then you start going long, and all of a sudden the markets give it up, and you're just like, "Are you flipping kidding me?" I waited 6 months to go long. Now I do it, and they're selling this crap off. Been there, guys. Done that. Why do you think I'm doing these videos? I love doing this stuff. I love showing people, hey, look at this. Look at this run. This is insane. But again, what came out the other day? Consumer spending, 15-year high. Housing, the best ever. Housing prices are still going up. Yeah, what else? What else was the big thing? You know, I don't even know, but everything is just great. Oh my! And even the rates going up, that with grandma moving the rates up, they're all like, oh my gosh, this is so great. It's not great. Believe me. This is when they're about to pull the rug, and this is where you take the staircase up, and then look, the elevator down. So for 7 years it goes up, and in 1.5 years they wipe it out. For 8 years we go up. They can wipe all these gains out in 1 year, 6 months, if the markets really are going. And if we are truly in the land of make believe, guys, it could happen that fast. And that's why, again, I have whatever 25 positions short, one long, which is a short. And that's what I'm doing until we get good support. And like I said, we get down here, and I'm looking for stocks that just keep falling because everyone's dumping. And when we start going up again, those are the ones I'm going to pick on. The ones that, you know, just keep falling as the markets are going up, because once the markets go up, it's a market trade. Just like when the markets go down, it's going to take everything down. When the markets go up, we're going to pick on the ones that keep falling. And then we're going to buy those and go long in those. We will be long in these markets, just not now, guys. All right, let's look at that, Frank. Yeah, you're right, man. You know, that's when it happens, and all of a sudden, boom, the rug gets pulled out and freaking lights out. TMI, thank you very much. Now, so I am messing others wanting your idea. What? Thank you very much. Now, so I am not messing others wanting your idea. Yeah, yeah. Just slowly, you know, if you got to get in a position, just small, spread them out. My goal is to be in 50 positions. And if they're all in, you know, $20,000 positions, so be it. Who cares? Small positions, who cares? If they all come in 10%, it's $2,000 a position at 50 positions. You know, do the math. It's great. I'm not worried about them. If they go up in my face, you know, imagine the guy in Amazon now trying to short it and they're all in. They're flipping, freaking out right now. That's the stress part of all. SYF, here's double top. Here's again, comes back in, retraces up, gets everybody on board, and dumps it in their face. This is your typical pattern that nobody really follows. This is a weak chart. Weak, down, below the MAs. This is setting up for lower prices. You know, but this is what these guys do. Comes here, comes down, gets everyone to chase. They tell everybody how good it is, and you know, guys, what's the look what's common in these charts? Brings it in, chops it, one retrace, chops it, retrace, boom. And this one too, you could draw a line right here if you wanted to. Boom, there's your line in the sand. It doesn't get above that, it's not going anywhere. And then look at this, down. This is a great bearish pattern. They don't all play out. Great bearish pattern underneath the MAs, curling down on price. That's sending this thing down. Might have had news or something, but this is setting up to do the same thing again. Not the best bearish pattern. Like this is bearish pattern I like. Look at that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days sideways. Bam. This is where you buy an option. Goes 9, 10. I would still like to see it hit these. Hits this MA on these patterns. Boom. You buy the option right here. Normally it sends it down. That's the kind of play I like. TTMI. Yeah, be careful with this one. This one could go lower. Market sell. You got some gaps to fill. Be careful. But, you know, again, you might retrace back up here. You can get out with a break even or a little bit of money. Get the hell out. Let's see. TTMI. Let's look. Dun, 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 dun. An Apple too. Gosh. between the red iPhone and we made a new iPad. It really isn't new, but we made it smaller and we gave it a faster speed. Not that much faster, but it's cool. You know, if you want to, you could connect these highs. If you're long in this one, I mean, if you're long from down in here, man, you got to take something off. If you're chasing it up in here, this could be the end of the road. You got the big pivot here too. That's, you know, so you got a lot of overhead resistance. You even got this pivot from back there. That could be the end of it. But you know, if you're long in this one, you got to get above these areas, but then you got to get above this area too. A lot of resistance up here. You know, and the Eiffel Tower gets this stretched. You got to be careful with these. You know, it's exciting. See, that's the excitement of it all. It's going up. It keeps going and going and going, and it's like, wow, this is never gonna stop. So then you forget about selling the stock, and then when it's too late, you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. But again, not bad. You know, you might get one more retrace and then the next sell, but you know, you are below the moving averages here. It's setting up sideways a little bit, so you know, this one starts to give it up. You're going to the 200 moving average and maybe this pivot right around 1176. You know, unless you get up and get above these areas here, you could get above that area, the $18 area, then it could possibly go up. But you know, you got the time against you right now with the SPX. The SPX gives it up. I don't care what stock it is. Some stocks will hold up, small cap stuff like that. But man, if this thing gives it up, it could really. I mean, we have an area right down in here. You know, I would love to see 1825. I'd be stepping up right there, but as well as this one here, 1968 or so. But you know, well, again, one day at a time, guys. You know, we take it. You know, yeah, step by step. Yeah, bye Lulu. Let's go back to Lulu again. What are they? 1185. So 54. All right, we're back down to that area, guys. If 54, this low pivot, did it actually touch it and pop up? Let's see. Nope, right back down. Wow. So we're coming back to these low pivots, guys, right in here. Let's go back to the daily. I'm not playing this. There's no way in hell. We're back into these low pivots right here. Let's see if these give it up. Those give it up and this thing starts really rocking. You know, 50 bucks. If it gets to 54 more bucks, I might step up for a quick trade. That would be my area. Now watch, Lulu's week. All the talking heads are gonna come on tonight, and they're gonna all talk about how Amazon's wrecking retail. Remember a year ago or 2 years ago when Amazon was taking over the world? Then all of a sudden, actually it was right back here. Yeah, 2015. Amazon was taking over the world. Blah blah blah. You don't want to be in anything, and all of a sudden we get a massive rally in retail. Now everything's coming back down. So they're going to be talking about Amazon now, taking over the world. Oh, you don't want to be in these retail stocks. Oh, they're all bad. Blah blah blah. You know, it's the same crap over and over, and that's why I just turned that crap off. XLE closing strong above the 200 MA, long since 68.70 on this one. Good trade so far. Excuse me, guys. Man. Okay, perfect. All right. You're coming into some resistance, so be careful here. It needs to get above these moving averages, needs to get above this high pivot, and you know, and then keep going. You know, you might get a run up to the 71. Basically, you want to get above all these moving averages. It can continue up maybe through the 73.17 area. If it cannot do that, you still have a big bar here. If this thing clicks and goes right back down, you need to get out. Period. But if the markets continue to grind and this thing keeps going, just hang with it. Trail that stop, because you know you don't want to wake up to that 400 down gap down on the Dow and everything's tanking. You don't want to get caught in that trade. So if you start getting up here, you know, start thinking about chiseling some off. But yeah, not a bad trade. You caught the bottom there, or where'd you do it? 68.70. Yeah, so almost at the bottom. You know, this had the gap fill right here too. Gosh, a little bit lower, maybe. But you had the gap window right here too, so that wasn't bad as well. But yeah, it's going up so far so good. Yeah, I think even number 70 is going to be resistance too. And you're into resistance here at the 20 MA. So as long as we look for a close up into this area, it'd be great if you can close tomorrow up above the 200 MA, you know, into the 618 here. But like I said, if it goes up and starts to roll over, just be careful with this thing. Keep an eye on the SPY. SPY starts to roll over, just look out. That's all I can really say. XLE. Let's see, is this one short? Is this one a short here? Long since good trade. I don't know what this is. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If the markets roll over, I don't know. Trying to see XLE. Hold on. Hold on. What is this one, the XLE? Someone let me know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. People throw stuff out at me every day. I don't know what half the stuff is. Oh, energy sector. Okay, energy sector. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Why? What's actually catching the bid? Yeah. All right, hold on. Let's go to the USO. Yeah, this is great. We shorted this one here. Bam, came in. We were in the SEO, and the SEO ripped up. Again, I'm in a quarter position of the SEO and a quarter position short of the USO. It's going up against me right now, but whatever. You're getting a dead cat bounce. Again, if the USO, you got to see it getting above this area, and then here, we could honestly go to gap fill right here at 1067. We were talking about maybe the $11 area. So hold on to that trade. You could possibly get a little bit more. This trade is making no sense right now other than we catch double bottom gap fill and we're getting a dead cat bounce from an oversold condition. So if you are making money and this goes up a little bit more, beware of gap fill, beware of the moving averages up here because this is where the place where it can possibly stop. So just keep riding it, trail that stop in the XLE, and and enjoy. Yeah, great trade though. You know, get a couple more bucks. Hey man, pull it. You know, if you're in options, gosh, you know they got to be ripping right now. You get one more rip, sell something, take something off the table, please. I don't want to get an email from you and going, man, the thing came right back in and killed me. I get those emails, guys, and it's like, damn, you didn't sell that? Kills me. Dropping like boulders and bricks. Yeah, going down. Let's see. Let's look at Lulu. Lulu's like, oh shit, what's going on here? Yeah, so it's holding that double bottom. Yep. So, but for me, nothing here. 50, where is that at? 54.28. I don't know if it made it there, but 54.84. It's holding though. You got gap fill, gap window, double bottom. You got a lot of support down here. If that cracks, what I'd be waiting for. Damn, congested again. Let's go to the 10-minute. Yeah, I would watch this thing to go sideways for the next hour or so, and then maybe more downside. Because right when it hits support, that's when you're going to chop around, chop around, chop around, and then either it's going to break or it's going to start popping up again. But for me, there's nothing to do on this one other than watch it and and wow, you know. All right, yeah, 14% after hours. Yeah, just getting smoked right now. But you know, that's sometimes you know, again, when we looked at this in an overall chart, you're kind of in the middle here. I mean, it could have went up and we were looking for this area, maybe gap fill up here. It went down, we were talking this area and then possibly here, and you take it from there. You know, so right now it's going down, and you know, again, markets start to dump. This one eventually one day will be a good time to buy. Just not right now. Don't wait. I'm still thinking if it goes to 50 and the market's dump, this can easily go to 40 bucks, 43 bucks. Right there, maybe get interested, but I'd probably wait a little bit lower if the markets are dumping. God forbid you want to get in something and the market's dumping. It's like, dang, what just happened? How about Baba? All right. Yeah, I think Baba was strong today. Yeah, I got a little bit of a rip. Again, you know, coming off a little bullish consolidation, went up, ripped back down. What's the common pattern set up, guys? Down, retraces up, chopping around a little bit in a bullish manner, right back to the double top here, 109.73. So we talked about this one earlier. You know, until I'm following this one on a weekly more. I want this thing to get above here and close on Friday. Even 110 would be nicer, and then I want to see some follow through on the following week. If it can't do that, then I'm thinking this is going to turn and come right back in. But right now, not a bad stock. I don't really like this pattern. It is slight, you know, it is a bullish pattern. Again, I would have liked to started up here and go sideways down in more of a wedge, not like just a fading up pattern into this high. I just don't like those plays. But you know what? Complacent markets on the SPY, light volume. This is the crap that can happen. And this is where you got to watch option chains, guys. If people are piling in calls here, this has a real good chance of going up. You got to watch that stuff. You know, Carmela knows what I'm talking about. But, there could have been huge positions putting on for this thing to go up. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm just following the charts. We're back into big overhead resistance. Still hasn't got above my area to confirm. So right now it's, I got to wait 1 or 2 more weeks. And if that's the case, it's going to go up, and that's fine. If it goes up, you might actually, you still have a good area, and you got a gap fill right here around 111.83, 112. So that's going to be a big area too. But, really double top is 120. And you got to remember too on this, you imagine all the bag holders here. That's why when this thing went up to this first pivot and we were telling everyone to short, they all thought I was nuts. And everyone who was a bag holder, it took them a year and a half to get their money back. And they're like, you know what, get me out of this thing. And then when it starts coming in, all these guys are like, oh my gosh, just get me out, get me out, get me out. Came into great support, boom, right back up. That's what all the stocks are doing. This is the Trump rally right after Christmas, straight up. So again, if you look at the pattern setups in a lot of these stocks, what are they doing? They're retracing to the top. Some are piercing a little bit, and then they're dropping like rocks. So be careful with these. Bob, hey, again, Bob was great, But for me, we were talking about this is bullish, sloppy, choppy pattern, and boom, took off. Right when it was hitting this, though, got to short it. Comes right back. Got to do something with it. If it goes up a little, I'm waiting a little bit more because Bob has been strong, but you know what? We'll see. I mean, it's back into resistance. So, 110 whole number, that's a big number too. So until it pops through there, I can't really follow the daily because this is, just like this. So you get the pop, the next day it drops, and you get the pop, so it's kind of chopping. I'd rather see on the weekly, we could get a close above here. I don't want to see one close above there, and the next thing you know, it turns and goes right back down. On the weekly, at least if it goes above there, it's going to close. Then you got another week to have some follow through. That got to see more volume too. This thing's floating up with the markets as well. So, but yeah, nice run today. That was great. Well, I'll take that all day. And again, if you're in options in this thing, gosh, you got to start chiseling something off. You got, even here, this is where you would have, on this pull, even that was a tough trade though. Maybe buy it on the, on the 200 or the 20 MA. I'd still like it to go fill this gap and then take a short-term trade. Boom, get in, get out. But these are guys. I can't say it enough. It works when it's going up and the markets are complacent, but you wake up and it's down. Just like on Monday when we had that 200 down day or whatever, 180 day, whatever the heck it was. It went down, it caught a bit and everything went up. But man, was that day was down. This one was still strong. So they must have some option contracts going off. But again, this is, again, inside bar. We did get above here today. I want to see it close above here. It will confirm above the inside bar, but then we'll go to the weekly to see if it confirms. Because one day it confirms, I want to make sure it does before this thing pops and goes higher. Because I've seen this before where it confirms on the daily, doesn't on the weekly, and it turns and goes right back down. And everyone's like, whoa, what the hell just happened? So that's what you got to play with, Bob. But again, nothing wrong. Still, as long as it's chopping around here, it's setting up to go higher until it proves otherwise, or it comes in with a nice reversal. Like this, I thought for sure it'd come right back in, but someone came back, boom, jammed it up, and keep it going. If someone doesn't want Baba to go down, period. That's pretty much the bottom line, guys. But it's fine. You know what? Nothing wrong. You're still above the MAs, chopping around. If you look at the monthly, though, monthly's still a little bit stretched, and that's why I think we could come back down a little bit. We get bars up, 3 bars down, and pretty good support, right back up 3 bars. I wouldn't doubt we turn around, come right back down. So just be careful with this one. As you can tell, goes up, comes in, little retrace, comes back down, retrace, comes back down, takes a nice move up, comes back down, boom, goes right back up. Do we go a little higher? Possibly. But, if you're trying to short this thing, I have no problem shorting it. Just make sure it's a small enough position where you can handle a $10 stop out. $10 stop out will give you right around 8-9%. So, even if you had a $100,000 account, you take a $7,000 position. If it gets above 120, you got to get the hell out. Keep your stops wide, your positions smaller, and it just makes trading easier. Like, go back to Amazon. We are shorting Amazon, but for me at least, I'm not loaded the house. The guy who loaded the house short here, they're just getting killed. It's not that big, it was up $18 today, but well, hopefully, I guess if you're short down here, that's a $76. You're stopping out. But you start going back towards double top, you got to take this one. You got to give this one a shot. They're squeezing again, just like everything else. And with light volume, that's what these guys are going to do. That's what happens. So, but please, CMG. We did look at CMG. We took a short-term trade today. I'm half out. Got out at the end of the day. Right, I like the setup, guys. I do for a short. I mean, it is CMG, so we know how this thing works. But again, we are back below this 434.52 area. Did we close below that? Yeah, we're a little bit under, so I like that. You know, it tried going almost to these other high pivots. If you look at these high pivots, it's coming back from here. Darn, you can't. Well, the daily, you can see a little bit better. So it goes back here. You know, this is one we traded so many times. You know, here's your high pivots here. So it could go up a little bit more. And actually, there's a gap fill right here at 44.40 or 441.48. So that's even better. So yeah, I mean, every boom comes in, boom comes in, boom comes in, boom comes in, goes straight up, comes in, goes up, comes in. So maybe this time they squeeze it a little higher. But again, smaller positions, wider stops to withstand the pain. We want to try to get through these trades, you know, and see if this market's going to pull back or give us something. If it does, you know, we'll pop out of these trades and we'll be done with them. So that's what we're looking for. Yeah, the XLE. Yeah, we looked at that. Thanks for putting that in there, bud. Play a bounce after on Lulu. If so, what level? You know, $50. Where are we? Yeah, it's just chopping around here. $50 would be my area. Maybe up here sub 49.50. But nothing to do here. You're holding this area 54.22. That's, you know, you got the gap fill, gap windows, all that stuff. You got a lot of consolidation. Look at this, up, down, up, down. Do you think this was a market made or shaking people up and down here? It's taking everyone's money, and then boom on gap fill. They're making a oh shoot, go short, go long, go short, go long, and then it comes earnings and pop in your face. So then you're short here, going into earnings, going, man, it's got to go down, and then they rip your head off. So again, if you had a small position, your head won't get ripped off that bad. Let's see here. Anybody else? Hey, John, what do you think about X? Been short from 38. Let's take a look. Yeah, we shorted. This was another one we shorted and shorted and shorted. Yeah, I think you're going to be fine. We're holding this thing. We're holding this double bottom down here. I mean, the Trump rally could go up, but from 38, that's not a bad area because even if it goes back up, you have 38 pivots, so it's going to have some resistance. But, you know, I would probably protect it right now, you know, just in case. If it retraces, all right, let's put it this way. If it retraces back up to here, you got to get back above these moving averages to go up. You know, so if it goes back up there, it could be another head fake, kind of like you know, when it did this head fake dump. So it could go up a little bit more. Right here, you're going to have some resistance at 34.44, and then right here at 35.75. So if it does happen to get back up there, then it could possibly, you know, come back in. But if it gets above this area and starts to roll, you know, then you got to tighten that stop up and possibly just cover it. But, you know, great trade there, man. You know, you got a couple bucks in this thing. I wouldn't mind chiseling some off right now. And if it retraces back up, do the same thing again. Because I think, you know, right now we're making lower highs, which is a good sign for the stock to possibly move lower. And you pretty much kiss that, and that's just getting the bounce with the markets. So markets give it up, you're going to $26. That's your target right there. But we've shorted this one numerous times, intraday, couple day scout, you know, day trades, and this is another one that just keeps giving. Great. You know, when it was going up, boom, hit it there, came back in, covered it, went back up, did it again, covered it. Didn't do it here, though, and I wish I did. Even here was a chance, too. Or I might have did it here. Maybe it was this one, but I know I traded this one a couple times, so. But, yeah, so this is just, yeah, this one I think we're heading down. Right, even the gap fill right there around $25. Especially we're waiting for pattern now. It did come back, fill the gap, kind of chopping around. Let's see if we get a bullish pattern for the higher prices, or does it come back in, test double bottom, then slide. So you just keep an eye on that. We'll see what's going on. But right now, nothing wrong. If you're short, hang on to it. If it starts to get above the moving averages, then you got to start thinking twice about it. Or, you know, it goes one more. You know, this is. Right now, there's no pattern, just a bounce off the double bottom. Let's see what it gives us. It gets back above here, just be careful with it. Let's see, short iRobot 62. Should I add more now or wait? Let's see, iRobot. We added more in that one. We've traded this one. I think this will be our third time. Yeah, so it's going up a little bit on us again. Yeah, you could let's see what the markets give us tomorrow. It could be shooting for the 65 area. Well, yeah, it did today, 65.12. You know, it's iRobot, guys. I mean, this thing's going to go up forever. Let's see here. Monthly is what we're really playing. So, I its time will come. Monthly chart stretch going up on I'm not sure on what, but once you get stretched up in here in no man's land, you know it's tough because there's no technicals. If you are trading this one with us, you just got to go slow and steady. You know, if you want to do, you know, say 500 shares on this thing, you know, say that's your max position, then let's see here. Well, you'd probably start with 150 shares, then another 150 shares, and then you got and then 200 shares at the end. And then you know you want to do it at double top resistance. You want to do it at the 65 even number. You know as it's going up. When the markets are complacent like this, stocks like this will keep going. So you know we started adding around gap fill here. And we added a little more the other day, and then you know until you know it did get above here. It does look a little bit strong. It's moving up on you know 500,000 volume. It's time will come. You know, if you bought puts, it's a little more. It's a little tough, but you know, I've seen this one before. I've traded it before, and you know, we did it right here when this thing popped up. We shorted it, and then it came back up. We did it again, and it popped up, and boom, came in again, and then we're waiting for it when it was retracing the gap fill and up in the double top up in this area. It's like, gosh, I got to do this thing again, and then here's another one, guys, just overshooting the areas. That's what this stock's doing. That's like the name of the game with these stocks. Have everyone pile in at great levels and then just keep squeezing on the light volume. So let's see. My first live chat, I have to say it messed up my seafood gumbo dinner because I couldn't walk away from this. But it was definitely worth it all. Thank you to Hey, no problem. Sorry about the seafood gumbo. But yeah, like I like this. You know, you guys are coming in, giving me great stuff, giving me new charts I'm looking at. And gosh, if I find a good trade like the SOXS, I wasn't looking at that one, but holy cow, as a bottom feeder play, gotta take that. It's at $7. If it goes to 8 or 9, done. Get your 20% and thank you very much. Don't load the house though. That's what we're doing. Someone called you John. I just wanted to call you Passionate Chart Master. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, my name is John though. And it's actually StockBookie. That's who I am, you know, on all the StockTwits, Twitter, my website, YouTube. You know, eventually, like I told everybody, if you're new here, you know, go to my website, sign up. It's free. Right before we do the live sessions, you'll get an email saying, hey, we're going to go live in 20 minutes. Come join the fun. Bring your symbols. Let's see if you're in a great trade or in a disaster, and then hopefully I can help you guys out before you get stopped out and, you know, you lose your money, basically. I've seen that too, like right here. You know, people are going short. You know, especially, you know, as it's coming up, short. But the problem is they're loading the house. So what do you think a light volume name's going to do? They're going to keep this thing going. I mean, it could go another couple bucks for all you know. I mean, we'll see. Markets give it up. It's going to go straight down. And even on the daily chart, it's stretched. Weekly chart, it's stretched. I mean, it just, and you got this big red bar. So this is where the daily and the weekly confirmation is completely different. Look at this. What's another common pattern, guys? Retrace it up on no volume and get everyone sucked in again before we slap them in the face again. But weekly chart, I want on Friday to close above this area. The next following week, I want it to close somewhere up in here. That will possibly confirm and tell me possible higher prices. Now, this thing's not going to stop me out until I see that. So I'll be in this trade at least another week and a half. Again, small position. I have a little more room on my stop out here. So again, this is typical. Goes up. By Friday, we close down, and next thing you know, we're going lower. But a lot of guys right now, they're stopping out because they just can't take the pain because they're all in. So just be careful here. Let's see here. Alta. You got to throw Alta out there, huh? Oh, hold on. Yeah, and I'm gonna be done in a couple minutes, guys. I gotta eat some food too. I only have a sandwich here today, guys. So, but Alta, this is the one that just keeps giving us two, guys. We're short again. You know, I didn't post. You know, did I post a trade on here? I don't think I have one on. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna post one on here tomorrow. I love this as a short. I posted a Twitter short on this one. It's just one that I traded a couple times, so you know it's fine with me. Let's go back now. All right. So we were short here, covered there, shorted again, covered here, shorted again. This was epic. This was an epic fade on earnings. Covered it all here, went back up, double top, started to add more short. That's how we're doing this trade. Monthly chart is not that stretched, but it is a little bit. I'd like to see a little higher prices. But again, on a monthly, let's see where we close. Do we close above the 280.97 area? Maybe. That's what we're watching for. But this thing comes in, you're looking at 219. And you know, you got the slow pivot here. You got some support down in this area, but again, what is this? Pops up, comes in, retraces up. It's like the it's I'm going to write a book on retraces. I mean, look at this. Comes back in, comes up, comes back down, retraces to the high. Even here, so we traded this 1, 2, 3 times already, and it's the same thing. Once it gets extended, comes back in. Once it gets extended, comes in. This was a slow grind with the market, so it's going to be a little tougher. But again, high flyer. This one will be coming in. They all do, guys. They all do. Let's see here. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, no problem. Passionate charger investing time in PCM. Hold on. PCM. That one. Did we look at that one? Let's look at the daily really quick here before we do. Yeah, this one's just chopping all over the place. Damn, it only has 70,000 traded too. Gosh, yeah, this is tough. I mean, just to look at it, they could get news. Wow. Let me look at a monthly real quick. Right. Yeah, you got a little tail here on the monthly. That's what's kind of holding. See on the tail on the downside, then you retrace it down to almost the low, and then it pops back up. I mean, if I'm looking at the bigger time frame, I would say this is more of a bearish pattern, trying to retrace. If you take the fib from here to here, let's see, probably blue line. Yep, right, the blue line. That's a 750 retrace, or the 75% retrace right there. So it hits it, comes back in, comes to 618. Look at that, comes back down, fills the gap. This is the monthly, so it's a bigger time frame. Pops back up, but yeah, overall slightly bearish on here, but that's more on the long term. Short term, this is just crazy action. But if you take that high pivot here, that seems to be the point of resistance coming up. And of course this pivot here, but that's boom, hits it down, boom, overshoots, comes right, overshoots. Everyone gets excited, they get everyone in, and then right back down. Right now it's slightly weak. You're below the MAs, the 50 and the 20, but you're still holding the 200. If you're long in this one, you need to get above the MAs, fill this gap, and you'll possibly go back to 1060. And you got to see the setup. But right now, how it came back, retrace, and came right back in. Looking a little weak. You have a couple tails here that's telling me someone's coming in and trying to hold price on here. But, eventually they kind of gave up, and all of a sudden, maybe getting more people in, market makers pushing it up possibly. But you did come back in double bottom here real close. That's where you're popping, slowly fading. For me, there's really nothing to, hard to say. It's a kind of a 50-50 shot right now. Let me just look if there's any other stuff here. Yeah, I mean, you're right in that area where you could break down or retrace again and go up. So for me, there's really nothing to do on this. It's just too much chopping and slopping. Let me see one other thing. It looks like, you could, that slight head and shoulder pattern, but I don't like this setup. It's just not my typical head and shoulder pattern, but, honestly, it could play out. Yeah, just not for me, nothing to do. You're kind of in that area where you could go up. Basically, if you're long, you need to get above the MAs, above gap fill, then you could go up here. If you're short, you crack this area, and then you got pivots, you got the gap fill down in this area here. Then ultimately you got some pivots down there, and then you got that big trend line down in this area with this window here, or the low. So right now highs here. This thing starts to slip and get below the 200, then you're gonna start filling gaps down here in pivots. Again, 70,000. It might be a news-driven one. Just be careful if you're in this one. It could go either way. Let's see here. Yeah, no problem, guys. You know me. Andrea, thanks for the smiley. Arlene got the price line, the beast, huh? Yeah, we just put a short out on that one today on our little ticker list, our position list. I like this one, guys. I did put a trade out on Twitter, upside down on that one a little bit. But like I said, I started a new one on my StockBookie.com site. Here it is again. You know, we added Netflix today. So we added a bunch today, actually. Shop. No, Shop. Oh, shoot, I'm putting the wrong dates. Hold on. But we added a bunch yesterday. Hold on here. I'm talking, typing in chart patterns. You got to be a member to get these. I'll show it. It's a free membership, but eventually everything's going to be more on Vimeo, more of my stuff, where you got to be a member to get all this stuff. But core. All right. I don't know if I'm going to have to look at that. I have to look at the date. It was either today or yesterday. I don't think it was today. There's so much stuff going on. I think it was yesterday short. But yeah, we added the price line at 1797.74 for the short. Let's see, price line. Yay, it's coming back down a little bit more. So down 340. So that looked like it was possibly the good area. I started a new position sheet. I just want to start fresh with my StockBookie.com site. You know, I got a bunch of trades on Twitter. If you go there, you can follow me. You can look at those. Some are winners, some are losers, some I'm holding on for dear life. But again, all position sizes are correct. You know, I'm not getting my butt kicks, you know, on each way to Tuesday. So I'm okay with that. Again, price line. Hold on a second here. Let me take that off. There you go. I had these little bios drawn boxes and stuff. But yeah, I like the little pullback today. Again, you know, another one just going up and up and up. If you guys have been with me the last couple of hours, I can't make this crap up. Ouch, I'm long. Uh-oh. All right. If you're in the money, what price are you in long from, Arlene? Yeah, because it's we're already almost 15 bucks up in the trade. So let's see here. Monthly. Then this is why. Look at the stretch job, another stretch job. But see, this Arlene, I was talking earlier, if you weren't in the room, this is the allure of these stocks, like Amazon. What do you think Amazon's doing right now to the small retail trader that has no idea what's going on, sucking them in? Then Priceline, there'll be upgrades, talking heads. Oh my gosh, Priceline's the next one. You know, all that stuff. Everything's the hype on CNBC. That's why I keep telling you guys, turn that crap off. It's okay for entertainment, but that's about it. Yeah, you get a stretch job like this, it's gonna. I mean, and then the 1800 even number. I mean, you got to do something with that. You know, for me at least, short. You know, if you're long in this one and you got some money, I mean, it could still go up. I could be completely wrong. I have been before. Oh, you're in with a wow. You're in with a call. Oy, oy, oy. Wow. Yeah, be careful with that one. Just make sure you don't load the boat on those. For us with StockBookie, you know, my example is always $100,000 position or $100,000 account. You don't want to be in any position more than 10 grand, period. Options, no more than $1,000, $2,000, maybe $3,000 at the most. You don't want to get roasted. You know, you start losing that, you know, 3 grand here, 4 grand there in options, you're going to lose 10% of your portfolio in a couple weeks. You know, if you're a madman just going all in doing that. Now, if you're spreading your positions, you know, all over the place, you know, you could have 10 positions in options. And as long as you're pulling off winners, you're okay. You know, if they're $1,000, $500, and if you have a couple losers, it's not going to kill you. As long as you're racking up winners or more winners than losers, you do all right. So I will be careful. Expires next week. Wow. Yeah, just be careful with that. We talked about this earlier. The reason why we're shorting these, you know, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I am. Because look at the SPY, look at the SPX, we're at the top. Got to be careful. You know, I mean, we might go up a little bit more, but God forbid this thing pulls back. You're going to see Priceline down 50, 60 bucks in no time. You know, any of these high flyers. And a couple of the ones I talk about, this is one. SKWS, this is one I talk about all the time, high flyer. Oh, wait, hold Hold on. SKWS, is that it? Nope. I think it's SWKS. There you go. This is one I always bring up because everyone laughed. Right there. Look at Skyworks. As it was going up, we put a short on this one. This is right when I signed up for stock 2016, 17. This is right when I signed up for StockTwits. And everyone was like, "Are you nuts shorting this?" I think it is. I don't know. Let's see. When did I sign up? I don't even know. I signed up for StockTwits. See if I could find my stuff. Yeah, June 11th, 2015. Yeah, you got it. And this was June 1st, 2015. So we were, our position was right around 112.35, and everybody laughed. You're an idiot, stock rookie. And I was like, all right, guys, this is how I play these. Whatever. And when it went down, we pulled our 10 bucks off. We were out of the trade. And then boom, it fell like a brick when we had that big downtime. I wish I would have held more, but you know what? I get my 10% on a trade, I'm done. I don't care how. I'm learning with these, not learning, but I think I'm going to hold quarter positions for maybe another couple months and let them play out, especially if the markets are coming in. But look at this thing. Everyone was bullish on StockTwits. Oh my gosh, this thing's going to keep going. They partnered with Apple. It's never going down, like Nvidia and like all the other ones. And then me, you know me, guys, Mr. Short, I pop in my trade, shorting NVIDIA or shorting Skyworks, and, bam, all the email or all the messages, you're an idiot, you should be stock rookie, blah, blah, blah. But that was what they said, too, right before the crash in 2015. I was heavy short, begging everyone to short. You got to short, you got to short. We follow cycles, guys, in these markets. Cycles, we're right in that time frame where we can start pulling back again. But yeah, and they all laughed. And when this thing fell, boy, and we had that 1,000-point down day, I made sure I had everyone's little thing down to go talk crap to them, and everyone blocked me. And it's like, why would you block a guy who calls the top on a trade and just epic? And then you block me. Wouldn't you want to learn from that guy? Because if you were long in this one, you could have bought this thing at least 20 bucks cheaper, 30 bucks cheaper, and then ride it. And look, what's the common pattern we've been talking about today? Down and retrace. What's this one going to be doing? I think it hit the 100 even number. Oh, just almost made. I would like to maybe 101, 102 or 3, a little pierce of it. This could be the end of the road for this thing again, guys. If it pops, I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Definitely. Just get out of that thing and run. Run as fast as you can. But this is the stuff I found, right now. This is when the market's pulled back, I was shorting. And even who shorts 3M? Look at this little extended deal. And then boom, we had that flash crash right there. Boom, right back down. Who shorts Costco? Oh, this would have been a nice head and shoulder too, guys. This is a good, well, other than price through here, but I didn't count that because that was that flash crash. This would have been a beauty. But as soon as we popped up and look at this up. So this thing pops up on the monthly. Everyone thinks it's going higher. Is it going to confirm? Hell no. Came right back, got below the highs. This, you know how many bag holders on this one? But look at this. When this thing was extended right here, what do? We shorted it. When it was extended right here, we shorted it. When it was right here, we shorted it. When it got up here, we shorted it. We're still in a little bit of a position on this one here, but we covered half. We're trying to ride this thing down a little bit more. If it starts to crack, we're going to get paid on this one too. That's the way this stuff works. FedEx too. That was another one that just kept going. It's going to be great again. And then they freaking pull the rug out. Yeah, that one. This is another one I always show you guys. I don't even know what this company is. I'm just going through charts one day and I was like, holy crap. Look, oh my God. Are you serious? Is this the right one? Hold on. Oh, no, that wasn't the right one. I was like, oh my gosh. Whoa, wait a second though. The hell was that one? Q. I have a Q and an O. O was the one I shorted, but look at this. Stretched. Comes in. What's this thing doing? Retrace right back here. Bam. And look, again, inside bar, retrace to the highs, little topping tail. This thing's going to be over too. I don't even know what the hell this one is. Another great play, but see how it got stretched and then came right in, hit the 20 MA, right back up. Guess what, guys? Damn, that was another good one. I don't even know what the hell is chart. Oh, I just accidentally punched in the Q's or the Q. Oh, this was some realty something. I don't even know what it was. But once it started getting up in this area, stretched, you got to short it. You know, NVIDIA, same thing. I might even post something on my charts for this one or on my thing. I'm getting roasted in this trade right now. I was starting to nibble in at 75 and up in this area. But again, I didn't overload in my position, so I'm okay. Sucks to be in this thing, but let me explain something to you guys. I did take some scalps in this thing, and I wrote some calls on this one that paid me pretty well too. So my trade on this one isn't that bad, and that's what I'm big time at doing too. If I have a trade that's going upside down, I'm gonna find spots on this freaking thing, and I'm going to be scalping it. I'm going to be writing calls on. I'm going to be doing whatever I can to make up for my shitty swing trade position. Yeah, this one, God, in a million years, 120, unbelievable. I mean, even here it was stretched at 75, 80. It was like, oh my gosh, because this was down here, like around 30 bucks, 25 bucks, and this thing was like right here. It was like, oh my gosh. But again, they stretched it up, Trump trade, everything else, hyping it. But this is another one. All of a sudden, it's going to click and blah, 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 blah. They always do, guys. It's just the way it is. You know, Goldman Sachs. Look at this, getting stretched from the 20 MA. 20 MA's home base, guys. You know, it works out. It just takes time. Look, everyone. Oh, you know, I'm still upside down on this one a little bit, but look at that. If it comes in, it's coming to 184. I'd love for this one to retrace. But again, look what they did. They brought it up, brought it down, retraced it, got everybody in, and then they slapped them again. You know, that's what these guys are doing. You can't help it. Imagine all the small retail guys, they're always the last traders to the party. Why in the world would you be buying Amazon up at the all-time high after a run-up like this? I mean, really? You know why, guys? Because CNBC, the talking heads, the guy who wrote the article on how good Amazon is. Oh my gosh, they bought this, they did that. Holy cow. And we're going to upgrade this thing to 1100 now, baby. It's going to be great. You know, but honestly, it could go. The markets still go. Complacent markets, you know, 50 million on the SPY could go higher. But for me, can't do it. Sorry. You know, SPX is telling me, you know, a little more pain coming up in the near future. So you got to do that. All right, guys, so that's enough. I'm getting starving. All right, I am starving. I'm not getting starving. I am starving. Take a look at this turd. Someone just sent me a message on StockTwits on Lulu. StockBookie, take a look at this turd. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible, guys, what's going on here. And just be careful in these markets. So when they pull this damn rug, it's going to be over really, really fast. Again, staircase up, elevator down. You don't want to be caught in the downwind. We will find levels to buy. And when we do, you know, I told a trader on StockTwits the other day, he's like, you're always short in trades, you know, da, 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 da. It's like, that's fine. Yeah, but I'm still making money. I'm still doing okay. That's fine. You know, I just want to wake up one day to a 1,000-point down day, and then I'll clear off all my shorts. Then we'll look for areas to go long. I don't really care. But I was telling him, I was like, the funny thing about you guys is, you know, always a bull, always a trader in a bull market. So all you got to do is buy dips. But when this thing crashes and you start buying dips and it just keeps going lower, that's when they wipe out these guys. They'll take all their money because the next time they buy the dip, they're going to go all in with margin, especially if we get a nice pullback. Say we get a nice pullback to 710, you know, which is almost a, you know, $170 pullback on this. You think all these bulls are going to be buying right here with their hand? Oh my gosh, they're going to load the boat. And that's when this thing slides and goes back down to 500. And then they just wipe them out because they're all in with margin, the whole 9 yards. Because, you know, they've done it every other time and it's worked until it doesn't. Been there, guys. They wipe everybody out. Again, you know, in stretched markets like this, you got to be really, really careful, especially light volume too. You get a bunch of guys running for the exits, it's going to be over. So, all right. So, yeah, we will be bulls. I promise you, just not right now. I was a bull in SCO, which is a short for the US for the oil, but, you know, that one worked out great. You know, that was funny. They all made fun of me, that one. Hey, hey, StockBookie, you finally bought something long. You know, for some people that don't understand this, when I say, yeah, but it's a short on oil. And then when it got to the 200, sold half here, sold a quarter here. I'm in a quarter position. Came down on me a little bit. We're back into this area, but, you know, I'm in a quarter position. I don't care. I've traded this one before. Traded it back here when it went up. Traded it back here when it went up. Traded back here when it went up. You know, big deal. Rinse and repeat, guys, over and over. I'll do the same trade over and over. It's coming back into resistance or supports. Why not? So, all right, guys, that's it for me today. Again, if you're new, go to my StockBookie.com site, sign up. It's free. Enjoy it. You know, I'll be doing more live sessions hopefully this week. Trying to do them more. Just been busy the last week and a half. Got some stuff going on with the kids and all that stuff, and that's pretty much it. Again, thanks again for following me. Thanks again for signing up. I really do appreciate it. And let's do this again, and hopefully tomorrow or the next day, and try to make some money. All right, guys, have a great night. God bless. See you on the charts.